The Russ Martin Show.
Arlington Police Department is being sued over a bizarre death of a man who kicked out the window of a moving police cruiser and jumped out.
This is the one that got hit by the other car?
Right. By two other police cars, actually, coming over.
Wait a minute, who's suing who?
His family is suing the Arlington Police Department.
Why?
Because they said, basically, this guy's Vatana Patdemonevong is his name, was killed October on Interstate 20. He was being taken to jail after becoming combative with police officers investigating a minor traffic accident. An internal police investigation in November ruled the man's death simply an accident. Toxicology reports show that he had methamphetamines in his blood. His wife, 2 children, and parents are now suing the Arlington Police for negligence for failing to properly look out for his well-being while in their custody. Family attorney says he should have ended up in jail, not in the morgue.
What was the guy on? He was on something if he jumped out of a car.
Methamphetamines.
Okay, did the cops make him take that?
No.
All right. Did they subdue him? The cops did?
Yes.
Okay.
They got him the first time. The long story short, they got him. They put him in the car. He kicked the window out of the car while it was still standing.
Okay.
So they put him in shackles, put him in another car, and they were now escorting him to the jail. And then he kicked the window out of the police car again and jumped out onto I-20. And it just happened to be two other Arlington police cars were following him. Both of them ran over him.
That crazy son of a bitch jumped out of the car. I don't understand why they're suing. The guy was, obviously he's broken the law. Right. He's on drugs. He can't be controlled. They can't control him. At least they go out of their way to make sure that he's secured. And he jumps out of the car and gets run over by 2 cars. That's nobody's fault but his.
I totally agree.
Arlington needs to go back and sue that family for letting this nut run around and putting our officers at danger, at risk, to have to deal with this guy. Who knows what he could have done? If he's all methed up, could have taken one of their guns and shot one of them.
Yeah.
But no, it's our fault because they can't control somebody in their family. Was it their kid or just somebody related?
It was the dad. He left, the lawyer, of course, is playing the hard card. Well, I've got this widow and a couple of kids now that don't have a daddy because Arlington police couldn't transfer.
No, it's because the daddy was on meth. The daddy didn't care about the family. He didn't care about anything going on. He didn't care about his own health. All he cared about was doing drugs and shoving needles in his arms. And as a result, he accidentally got run over by a couple of squad cars. I know it sounds funny to say, and it'd probably be funny to see, but it's not their fault. A lot of things are going on inside squad cars. They ain't got time to watch somebody jump out a window. Yes, Lance?
Hey, I want to take issue with something that JD just said.
All right.
He called you an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not right. When you're in AA, you cannot call somebody else
I didn't
an
call him.
alcoholic.
He asked me a question. He asked me if I thought something.
But you cannot diagnose somebody else as an alcoholic. That's a personal decision that they make on their own.
He asked me my
whether or not they
opinion.
are.
He asked me my opinion, and I gave him my opinion.
I'm not an AA, and I'll tell you, you're an alcoholic.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's better.
All right, thanks. Is that Gavin? Who is it?
That's Walt Garrison.
Okay.
What does he want?
Said he was looking for you.
Walt?
Russ,
Hi, Walt.
how are you?
I'm good. How are things?
I don't know. You've been telling people I spit on you in training camp.
How does this crap get around?
The one,
My youngest boy, Ben, told me that you said it on the radio the other day. And I don't remember. What year did you come with the Cowboys? 70, 71?
No, it was 70, 78, 79.
I couldn't remember exactly. You know, if you'd been faster...
Walt Garrison, stop.
Faster and a
Walt
little...
Garrison, Dallas Cowboys, stop.
Leave him alone, John. Walt's on a roll.
If you'd been a little faster and a little more agile, you could have got out of the way, because I probably just spit in your direction and you just stood there.
See?
This didn't happen.
It absolutely did it. I screwed up a play. Walt looks at me and goes, remember pitch between kicking...
Well, you never could block anyway.
See?
They don't tell how many yards I could have gained if you could have blocked.
You were not.
Yes, I was. He saw the one time that Cliff Harris tried to strangle me because I screwed up the play, and he saw what.
He did kill you. I wish he had, but I don't guess he did.
And that seemed to be the big thing with everybody on the team, is to walk by and kick me in the balls. And the big topping was Walt Garrison would come by and spit chaw on me. I hated the Dallas Cowboys.
The Russ Martin Show.
Somebody dropped that off, or did it just come through the mail?
It came through the mail to the front desk. They called me to ask me to sign for it, and I said, "What is it?" And they go, "We don't know." "Oh, okay, I'll just sign for it." It says it's a picture book on the description of the mailing slip. Awfully big to be a picture book.
Well, the box they stuck it in is for a face heater.
Yeah.
Is there a return address?
Hold on. What's AE? Arizona?
AE?
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's a military designation.
All right. Here's my knife.
Over here.
Why is it nobody ever gives me the heads up when they're sending something? Unless they just like to hear me go through the grief on the air, figuring out which side to open, which side to peek through.
Right.
Then you have to go through the red blue wire thing again.
Possibly that's the case.
Your flashlight over there?
No. Sure you have one.
Thanks.
What?
It's in another box.
Lovely.
Oh, I don't give a rat's ass for the It's a framed picture with the U.S. flag, actually folded, matted. 336 Expeditionary Fighter Squadron. The Rocketeers. They're certified. This American flag flew over the skies of Afghanistan on a combat mission in an F-15E Strike Eagle. Tail number 900231. Supporting Operation Enduring Freedom. On December 17th, 2007 for the Russ Martin Show.
Wow. That is beautiful. Quite touching. Do we know that was coming, though? Seems to me.
I didn't.
Okay.
Did you, Trey?
I knew.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say so?
I wasn't sure that was it. That's awesome.
What does that have to do with a picture book?
I don't know. Maybe that's just what they listed at the post office.
Nah, there's something else in here. Oh, here's a picture book. Memorandum for the Russ Martin Show. In recognition of your unknowing contribution to deployed military men and women from across the Metroplex, enclosed is a small token of appreciation. The enclosed flag was flown for the Russ Martin Show by... I read that. In course of the flag, the platoon came under fire from Taliban insurgents, prompting ISAF Joint Fires and Air Support Operations Center to direct the F-15s overhead. In the course of the engagement, Dude 01 employed 3 GBU-38s. I'm going to guess that's some type of missile.
I would guess so.
And neutralized the threat.
That sounds so nice.
With no loss of U.S. forces. Thanks again for all you do. It says some other stuff.
What?
It says some other stuff.
You don't want to read it? Want me to read it?
No. I'm going to enjoy the picture book of Afghanistan. Okay. On Afghanis. Well, I knew... Well, there's a flag over here that we got about 3 weeks ago. And I got sick, and I forgot it was sitting over here. Now, is this the same...
No.
So we've got 2 flags that have flown in Afghanistan.
Yes.
All right, the one that's been sitting in here. This is to certify that this flag was flown over the skies of Afghanistan on the 20th of December 2007, carried by Predator MQ-1B aircraft A3135 in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. In finding and destroying all those who threaten our very way of life, with great appreciation for your support, the 62nd ERS Warriors present this representation of all that is free. It's the Russ Martin Show. Here's one from me. And here's one that's signed for you, John.
For me?
Yeah. The little inscription at the bottom. Read it.
I'll be damned. Finally get something cool and they gotta screw it up.
I forgot about that.
Read it.
And finding and destroying all those who threaten our very way of life, with great appreciation for your support. There has 60-second.
Not that inscription, the one at the very bottom.
I'm getting there. Presents this representation of all that is free to John David Grand Dragon Ryan. I'm not reading the rest.
The military understands how important rank is.
I'm not reading this.
Give it to me. John David Grand Dragon Ryan. I don't like blacks because I'm really a racist. Spook leaf.
God. Finally get something frameable and they got to do that.
You can still frame it.
I'm not putting that up on my wall of my house. I have people to come over.
We'll take it to show and tell at your next Klan thing.
Very proud. God, I can't believe you did that.
Do we get a special thing for this flag?
No.
Can we?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that's a lot easier to work with. One of those triangle things?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Any other packages?
That's all the packages for today that I'm aware of, anyway.
Let's, on the news coming in, I heard that I guess it started over the weekend. Governor, was it Spitzer? Whatever. Was trying to negotiate with the feds using his governor's office to try and get out of the issue that he has.
Yeah, I heard that, and I've also heard that they are taking a harder look about where the money came from.
I think that was part of the news story. At first blush, it looks like the money came from him. He's got the cash. In fact, I think that's how they nailed him. He had lots of cash moving back and forth.
And they thought he was laundering some money, and that's what the IRS actually was the one that started all this. That's the way the money was moving back and forth. And they went, wait a minute, hold it, where's this going?
I wonder, why would he move money back and forth? If you're going to pay him out of your own account, just write him a check or do whatever you're doing with the whores.
Well, you really need to launder it so you have some plausible deniability, like that it didn't come from you.
Right, and that worked out how for him?
It didn't poorly.
Now, how did he get busted? Was it
wiretap?
Wiretapping, yeah.
What did he say on the wiretap?
They haven't released that yet. They just called him...
Then they said they get text messages, too. That's stupid.
It really is amazing. I mean, this is someone who was attorney general, so he's well aware of the legal system front, back, and sideways, and he made just about, seems, every dumb mistake possible.
Well, there's audio of him making the deal to have one of the prostitutes meeting, was it Washington?
Yeah, the Mayflower.
They were reading some of the transcript today on the news. Did you guys find that?
I did not find that.
Certainly.
Just looking, I didn't see that, I'm sorry.
What are you holding in front of you?
This is audio, actually, that Heidi Fleiss actually weighed in on this thing last night on Nightline, of all people. Cut 30.
And, if you're going to do it, why don't you just go to, is it Nevada?
Yeah.
Go to Nevada where it's legal. You don't have to worry about anything. You still have the image issue, but you don't have the problem.
I think he thought he can get away with it because it was when he was out of town on regular business. Now they're saying, okay, how did you get away from the guys that are supposed to be watching you? And he would make excuses. I'm turning in early. You guys can go on and go home. I'm going to the gym. I don't really need you to watch me go work out. Those kind of things.
Who, is it state troopers that watch the governor?
Yes.
Is that for every state or just?
I believe so.
What kind?
30. Just remember, this is Nightline.
What difference does that make?
It's just funny to have Heidi Fleiss on Nightline.
Oh.
It's not him. It's every man, and it's gone on since the beginning of time. Look at Adam and Eve.
Is she saying that Adam was spiffing her some cash?
I suppose. Adam was a whore. or possibly Eve.
So who was the pimp?
Again.
Was it God or that snake guy?
I must go with that serpent.
Yeah. Heidi, you're all big.
Look at temptation. Every man thinks about sex, 99% of the time?
But not every man thinks about paying $5,000 for sex.
No. Nor going to whores.
That's the most expensive. What?
Nor going to whores, necessarily. Every guy doesn't think about that.
I think most guys think about it. Most guys don't think about paying $5,000.
Yeah.
If somebody was really hot and they only wanted like $125, I'd pay for that.
You would not. You wouldn't cheat on your lovely soon-to-be wife. For
$125?
For just cheap sex for one night, one day. You're a fool. No, you wouldn't do that.
Some stunning chick walks in and says $125.
I don't think you'd do it. I don't think you'd do it.
First of all,
I did.
Oh.
Well, first of all, I think you'd think I'm too good to pay you anything.
No. If it's somebody stunning and all they're going to charge, first of all, I'm going to want to know why $125. Let me see the business and make sure ain't nothing crawling out of there.
Growing on it.
If someone as hot as like David Henry's assistant.
Oh, yeah, I'd give her $150.
Tipper.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But what the problem I see here is, sure, it's great the governor's getting laid. I don't want a governor who doesn't get laid. But the problem is to be such a zealot and to aggressively pursue prostitution when he's so active.
Oh, you got whores slamming you.
That's why.
And he hasn't decided if he's going to resign or not?
Mm-mm.
How can he? get past this.
You should see the guy on the news, the Nightline guy. He was very uncomfortable. She started, laid. Everybody should get laid, and the governor should get laid. Could we talk to the other guy?
Who hosts Nightline now?
It's a triad. It's Martin Brashear, and the only reason you would know him is he did that Michael Jackson interview that got all the controversy about 3 years ago.
British guy?
Yes.
All right.
Cynthia McFadden.
Who was that?
She's just been an ABC reporter for a while, and I am drawing a blank on the third.
Okay.
Temptation, every man thinks about sex, 99% of the time? But what the problem I see here is, sure, it's great the governor's getting laid. I don't want a governor who doesn't get laid. But the problem is to be such a zealot and to aggressively pursue prostitution when he's so actively involved in it is the real problem. He needs to get out of office right now. He's
such a lovely little...
Well, he still hasn't decided to resign.
No. They said he's in negotiations.
What? It's a negotiator. They're going to impeach him if he doesn't get out. That's what
they've already started talking about that. You know, the lieutenant governor of New York is sitting around, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Just don't let me go for the next couple of weeks. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Let me out of this room.
I'm just going to sit here and scribble.
Wrap me in bubble wrap.
So he could be out and he's going to have to resign.
You would think so.
And nobody else, if they got busted for prostitution, ever has anything to negotiate with. Why should they give him something? Or why should they consider his office? Your governor, you're going to get slapped around even harder, especially since you used to be DA?
Attorney General for the state.
Is that bigger?
Yes.
All right, since you used to be that.
Yes.
And now you're governor. You don't get to negotiate.
Didn't he go after prostitution rings when he was
all the time? That was his big deal, cleaning up New York.
This is so perfect.
From his high moral authority.
Hold on, there's breaking news on CNN about this.
And you still have a lifeline to help you. You're going for $25,000. And if you get this next question right, you will get our
Susan wants to be a millionaire. We got breaking news over there.
I'll rewind it.
Ready?
That's a question.
Are you ready? Me too. Let's try. $25,000 there. In 2006, Gwen Stefani gave birth to a son who shares his first name with the capital of what Caribbean nation? Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica.
Haiti. Anybody else?
Kingston, Jamaica. Final answer.
His name is Kingston. You have 25.
Aren't you smart? All right. Where's the breaking news?
In D.C. recently. We can't afford to have this distraction right now and have.
It's the New York Assembly minority something.
It's not only a terrible dream; it's a nightmare that's turned into a reality. And if we're going to move forward, we have to have Lieutenant Governor Patterson in place soon.
Is there a specific
as soon as we unwrap him
in the New York State Constitution that you say would meet the standard for impeachment? What specifically? Would you impeach
he's paying for whores.
Yeah, the last time we had an impeachment process was close to 100 years ago. The impeachment process starts in the New York State Assembly. It's a resolution with an article of impeachment. It would go to Speaker Silver. He would start the process. You'd need 2/3 of a vote. And
why would Spitzer let it go to impeachment? He knows he's not going to be able to shake this. And now you got Heidi Fleiss on your ass.
Give up.
You got whores slamming you, calling you names.
I just love Nightline. Of all people to pull in Heidi Fleiss. And she looks rough.
What? Why would they talk to her? Why?
I guess because she's the only professional in that business they could find that would come out.
Well, what's to say? I mean, why do you have to get a perspective from a madam?
Seems like this is more of a political issue than it is about the actual prostitution.
I'm surprised she didn't bring up he could have just come to Nevada where it's legal. And part of the state.
Probably he didn't have a lot of business in Nevada, that's what I'm thinking. So he was doing it wherever he had business so he could cover it up by, I'm on official business. Now, you guys are following me.
Well, that makes sense because he didn't really get caught with the prostitutes. It was the shuffling of the money back and forth and the transcripts. And what did you say, text messages?
Yes.
What was in the message?
I'm sure it's just exact times and places to meet people, and the train ticket that he set up for her. They have the train number, the train time, and everything else when she was supposed to be.
And they refer to him as like customer number 9.
Yes.
Why do they know which one he was?
I don't know. He just knows he's busted at this point.
No, he doesn't, or he would already resigned. And dragging your wife, I finally saw the video of him with his wife. I didn't listen to the audio. It was enough just to watch her stand there with her head down.
Yeah, you need to hear the audio.
I asked Amy about that last night. I said, if I got popped for prostitution, would you stay with me? Would you actually go in front of the cameras with me?
What'd she say?
She said, oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. As long as it was live.
Oh, you got money. You got $5,000 for whores.
Yes.
Was it good? Did you eat it? Did you eat the $5,000 clam?
We're on live television.
I understand that. Let me show. You eat the $5,000 clam. Whoa. You can't eat the $12. You go out of state, eat the $5,000 clam, but no, you don't want to have this, especially the day before Valentine's Day. You go out on February 13th and you eat $5,000 clam and you don't have none of mine. Maybe I'll just stand up and show the cameras what $12 clam looks like. He won't eat this. I guess it don't cost enough. He won't eat. Let me take this knife. Eat this right here. He won't eat it.
This is not what we discussed.
Honey, you've strayed from the teleprompter. I damn sure have. Now, why did you explain to me right now? Well, I got the mic down here. How come you won't eat this? I tell you what, you eat this right now on TV, and we'll call it Splitter. That was pretty much what I got out of Amy. Oh, yeah, you'll spend all that money. In the meantime, we got buck-toothed kids. They got no money for braces.
Yes.
But they're all bow-legged. So they're going to have to be cowboys. And you're paying $5,000 the day before Valentine's Day. Don't get me nothing. Don't even give it a little liggy lick on the way out. You just go to Washington, you pay $5,000 for a clam.
Yes.
Oh, Amy would twerk. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, she was walking back and forth in the kitchen, rattling all stuff. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Your brother. And that retarded cousin of yours? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I him too. Got him all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
She doesn't seem to be the vindictive type, but maybe I don't know her well enough.
Amy?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah. It's I don't know if one is really worse. Going outside of the relationship and screwing somebody you know, or paying for it. I think if I had to be the wife, I'd prefer that he paid for it, because then you'd assume that there's really no relationship. It's not an ongoing thing.
And there were a whole bunch of people that knew and you were the fool. Whereas if it's in the family, every time whoever comes over or a friend comes over, everybody's laughing at you.
I understand.
Like if it's a friend, there's going to be a lot more people that know about it. The indiscretion. But if it's a hooker, nobody's going to know about it but you and the hooker. If he's screwing your friend gets to come over every other day and look at you in the face and laugh at you.
He screwed a hooker and he's on the TV.
I know, but I'm saying
so a lot of people know about it.
Well, they do now because they got caught. I mean, it's just a normal person. I just think it'd be worse if he screwed your brother, for instance, versus a hooker, if I found out.
Somebody that there was a trust factor.
Yeah, a friend or a brother.
Have they had any other press conferences?
No.
Or is, what's his name, Spitzer?
Spitzer.
Is he sitting around to wait to see what else they know? Because the statement he made yesterday was vague. Did you keep that?
Let me look here.
Was vague. He just said, I've done something wrong.
29.
And I'm not really ready to discuss it because I'm not sure what the feds know.
It's 29.
And that probably is also the statement that his attorney approved before he got in front of the cameras. But you're still taking a monumental chance to have your wife standing there because she could just absolutely wig it. Oh, you'll eat $5,000.
I think she's probably in shock, to be honest, and there was probably a trust factor. Look, if you will do this, we will do wonderful things for you on the other side of this. If you'll just stand there for 2 minutes.
But that doesn't, to me, that doesn't do anything for his image other than tarnish it more. All right, you've done this. You went out. Not only did you get whores, you paid a price that nobody would pay for clam.
I agree.
And now, just to try and salvage everything, You're going to bring your wife out there like there's some type of solidarity in the family. She's forgiven me. I would hope that if she could forgive me, the state of New York would forgive me as well. Yeah, I bet you 8 New Yorks, Clam. You pay $5,000 for that, you get a deal. You won't eat the $12 clam. Be sure the cameras get what a $12 clam. He ain't eaten this since the late 90s. Right? Don't touch it.
Nice.
You want me to eat egg clam or this? I guess it don't cost enough.
Why do you put that away? Please.
Oh, is that embarrassing to you?
Just a little.
Well, maybe I'll show him something.
All right, we don't need that mic back.
The other thing that I keep wondering about, if you're paying $5,000 for some hooker, what kind of kinky crap are you into?
You think that's part of it?
I gotta think that there's some odd fetish that he has, and that's what would make him pay that much money. God, that'd be funny if they had pictures of him like in a gimp outfit.
With antlers.
That most surprised look.
What cut is he again?
29.
We sought to bring real change to New York, and that will continue. Today, I want to briefly...
He speaks like he thinks he's going to be able to escape this and stay in office.
He might.
How? All right, now, first of all, I don't really care what he's doing. The entire prostitution aspect of it makes no difference to me.
I agree.
You dumb enough to pay $5,000, fine. But don't think you're not going to get caught. And especially if you're doing something squirrely with your cash, why don't you just pay her in cashier's checks or money orders?
Yeah, that would have been...
He has enough enemies. I imagine he's put enough people away, enough enemies that, man, there are going to be people watching everything you do. Everything.
It ain't the people on the outside he's got to worry about.
Yeah.
So if they convict him, and have they said what he could possibly get? Is it up to 20 years?
I was going to say 10, but it may have changed. That's the whole deal. Is they're really not saying exactly what they've got on him.
Well, if they've got audio and they've got text messages and he's already admitted wrongdoing, he won't say what it is, but he's admitted something, they're going to pop his ass. He's at least going to lose the governor's mansion as far as criminal I don't care. You got the cash and you want to get somebody that'll do your squirrely stuff. It makes no difference to me.
But I look at Clinton.
What about Clinton?
Yeah, he was going to be impeached. They started the process, but he stayed.
They didn't have any type of paper trail on him because he was screwing ugly bitches.
But they had him for perjury.
They didn't.
They did, but I mean, they just couldn't push it through because no one really wanted to see the president.
They also couldn't really prove that he was screwing these chicks. And you know he's not going to pay for them, so you got no paper trail as far as cash.
No money moving around, no audio. My word against hers, and a little spooch.
Yeah.
Change to New York, and that will continue. Today, I want to briefly address a private matter. I have acted in a way that violates my obligations to my family, and that violates my or any sense of right and wrong. I apologize.
That's right. This is where his cell phone starts vibrating on him.
First, and most importantly, to my family. I apologize to the public, whom I promised better. I do not believe that politics in the long run is about individuals. It is about ideas, the public good, and doing...
Why don't you pick it up? Maybe it's one of your whores.
You're 3 o'clock already.
Answer the phone. Go ahead, honey. Pick the phone up.
I'm in the middle of something here.
But your phone's ringing. Maybe it's one of your whores.
Oh, God.
Aren't you hungry? Answer the phone. Why don't you eat that?
Oh, God.
Maybe you'd like me to show the cameras what a $12 clam looks like again.
Don't again.
You sure?
Well, I would really appreciate it.
What is best for the state of New York. But I have disappointed and failed to live up to the standard I expected of myself. I must now dedicate some time to regain the trust of my family. I will not be taking questions. Thank you very much. I will report back to you in short order. Thank you very much.
I'm sure they're going to go back and check the phone records and see who was calling him right in the middle of this. Hey, Spence. The feds are on to us with this prostitution thing.
Whatever you do.
Don't say anything. It's TikTok. because I can make this go away. What do you do? Keep your yap shut.
I've got you the perfect alibi.
Yeah. There's no way they could pin this on you. Call me back. We need a breaker? All right.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show. Now at 214-787-1053.
Did you update it, your website?
Oh, yeah. Ever since the tour, maybe just totally gone, no chance of it coming back.
Yeah, there was something in the news today. I think Trey sent me the link that they're not even rescheduling concerts anymore, Van Halen.
Yeah.
They say it's now on hold until April the 19th. Between now and then, 17 shows will be postponed. Existing tickets for canceled shows will be honored at the makeup dates. But they were supposed to start again tonight somewhere, and that's been called off again.
All right, we'll say you can blame Dallas on Bertinelli. Because she had a book signing, Eddie Wiggs out, he can't play here. How do you explain the rest of the tour?
Because, I mean, that was the initial thing. But whenever the Dallas stuff happened, he still screwed ahead. You know, like, it doesn't matter, tour to tour, just one little mess up of the head.
She was the catalyst that catapulted him back into rehab.
Exactly.
Yeah, he would have gone back on his own.
What's the site?
IHateValerie.com. So pretty much, I'm blaming her for everything.
That's pretty bold. Wow.
Oh, God.
There's a picture of Valerie Bertinelli and in nice big red letters is the C word with an arrow, just in case you're not sure who Chloe's referring to, pointing at Valerie.
Just wanted to be clear.
You succeeded.
Calling out Valerie Bertinelli as the bitch ruining Van Halen for the real fans. They're never getting back together. Valerie won. Is this the story?
Just a piece of it. That's not the whole thing.
Van Halen reunion tour was supposed to kick off into gear tonight, but surprise, Eddie Van Halen is going to need more time to undergo those mysterious medical tests. What's this YouTube video?
Oh, just scroll up a little bit. It just kind of explains.
Because of this bitch, we're missing out on this.
And it's a piece of Eddie Van Halen's solo during one of the concerts.
He's got a Marlboro in his face.
So? How old is this clip? What is this from the mid-80s?
What song is this?
This song is called 316. It's just a little ditty before he really kicks into gear.
I don't know this song.
Yeah, actually, this is named after his son, which was born on 316, March 16th, whatever.
Yeah.
And then in a second, he goes into his little, wow, and all that kind of stuff.
So what else you got on here? Valerie keeps it up. America's sweetheart, my ass. She's determined to further throw Eddie under the bus. Now she's talking to the Ladies' Home Journal. The guy has... is this quoting from Valerie's book?
Believe so.
It's your website. You don't know what's on it?
No, I'm just saying the...
It says this guy has mouth cancer, gets part of his tongue cut out, and he still insists cigarettes have nothing to do with it. Yeah, that's right, because he blamed it on his metal guitar picks that he held in his mouth.
Yes. So, I mean, that's a whole other issue, but that's not really the reason I just put that stuff on there just because.
Right. So. Valerie, you flea stack. What's this picture?
That's one of my favorites. Because all this...
What is that picture, though?
It's a picture from Valerie, but just a sleeve stack just kind of imposed into it.
What's a slee stack?
From Land of the Lost?
Oh.
Remember Land of the Lost?
All right.
Marshall, Will, and Holly?
Like a lizard.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Val. I hope you blabbing about Eddie's life has made you a lot of money. You're going to need it for plastic surgery. We all know you got to look like a total slee stack underneath your clothes. Boycott the book.
So, Chloe, what about the years of abuse she took?
Well, Chloe's take on that was off the air, so you don't know what if she abused him or not. That could have been part of the reason he kept drinking.
Yeah, that's of no consequence. I mean, the thing that I'm majorly concerned about right now is just the Van Halen tour.
It ain't happening.
Well, and I'm blaming the sea for that.
If it wasn't this, it's just like a relationship that's gone bad. You go out, something happens, and you think, all right, if I hadn't have done that, we'd still be together. It doesn't matter what you did. Something was going to happen sooner or later, whether it was Valerie or some other issue with David Lee Roth. He was going to go back into rehab. This one just happened to be Valerie. It's got nothing to do with her, the book, losing weight. Well.
You predicted they wouldn't make it to Dallas.
I didn't think they would make it past the first couple of shows. Yeah. But they made it, 5-6 months?
Yeah. And you got to see him once.
Yeah, granted, yes.
Now, what happened with your tickets? Do you have to, as far as Ticketmaster goes, you have to wait for a reschedule and get your money back?
Yeah, we're going to wait to see if it's rescheduled. And if it does, they'll honor it.
Then you go get your money back. They're not coming back.
Okay, well, I'm going to wait and see.
And it still just says that he's in for medical tests.
Yes. Don't know what those are yet. Trying to find out.
If it was anything real, they'd tell you what it was.
Yeah.
Other than just drunk.
A recurrence of his cancer. And why would it take this long? All you got to do is blow into that thing and they can tell you what your issue is.
In little numbers.
Yeah. Are you drunk? No. Are you drunk? Yes. All right. We're done.
So I'm just going to wait and see what the news comes out and wait to see if they actually do reschedule.
What does it actually expect to accomplish with this website? You think people are actually not going to buy the book? Or anytime they meet Valerie Bertinelli, they're going to walk up and call her a...
You know what? Just kind of awareness of whose fault it is. And who I'm blaming.
You don't really blame her.
Yeah, I kind of do. No, I'm sorry, I do. In my head, that's who I'm blaming.
Just because the book and everything, and the article all came out at the same time, and did he happen to have his little relapse?
Yes. And he found out about it.
She went on national TV a couple weeks before on Larry King talking about everything.
But he's an alcoholic. You can't tiptoe around for the rest of your life because he's an alcoholic. She's got to be able to go out and do whatever it is that she wants to do, regardless of what. I'm sure part of the reason the breakup was him and the drinking and smoking and losing part of his tongue. Because then you can't eat all of it.
And what the deal is Eddie didn't want any sort of divorce. He didn't want a divorce. Maybe they needed it. Whatever. That I don't know. I don't really care about. I just wish that she would have waited a few more months until she started.
It doesn't make any difference how long that she waited. She could wait a few months, a couple of years. Something was going to push him over.
But not
you're a retard.
Not until he comes through. Afterwards, I don't care.
As long as he made it to Dallas, you didn't give a rat's ass about him and the rest of his life.
Yes.
Okay. Shut up. I misunderstood. I apologize. Okay. So once he comes through Dallas, you're going to be done with this website.
Possibly. Well, I care about Eddie afterwards.
No, you don't.
It's just that.
You have a hit counter on this? You have any idea how much traffic you're getting?
You know what? I don't think I put one on there.
Did you go through Chris at Burt Biz?
Yes.
All right. I'm just curious how many people are coming through this. All right. Anything else before we get to the news?
I found out some information of somebody who is going to tour this year. I'm excited to see them.
Why is Adam West touring?
Here's the flyer. He's going to be at Duke Fest.
What?
This year, John Schneider's taking over Duke Fest from Cooter, and they're moving it to Atlanta. Last year,
why did Cooter lose the Duke Fest?
He was just tired of doing it, and he was going on to do other things. He wrote a book, and he has his restaurants, and he has 2 or 3 restaurants.
Well, didn't he have the Duke Fest at his Cooters?
Yes. Yes, he had the Duke Fest in Nashville, which is close to one of his Cooter restaurants. I saw pictures of it. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of memorabilia. Obviously, they have a...
Did you go in there when you went to Duke Fest last year?
I didn't get to go, no. Not to Cooters. because it was about an hour and a half out of town.
Why is Adam West going to this?
That's what I don't know. I saw that today and went, oh. Maybe they're just trying to draw in, because last year they didn't have the Tom Wopat there. Maybe they're just trying to get as many people as they can this year. It's a huge event. I mean, it is big.
When you went last year, how many people you figure?
I'm trying to think of the size of the stadium. Probably Sunday, the big day of the show and the jump and all that stuff. I want to guess they had 12,000 people.
And this is a 3 or 4 day event?
3 or 4 day event, yeah. Well, yeah, 3 full days. So you're probably talking about 30,000 people through the gates.
June 28th through 29th, Atlanta Motor Speedway, the new official home for the largest event celebrating the Dukes of Hazzard in the world. Duke Fest has certainly come a long way from its humble beginnings in Sperryville, Virginia in 2001. Since then, Duke Fest has gone to fill stadiums and racetracks all over the U.S. For 2008, Duke Fest is set off to kick under new management for the first time ever. That's right, Ben Jones and his wife Alma are passing the torch to John and Ellie Schneider. When's Adam West there?
They haven't announced what days. Everybody's there every day doing signings. So Friday, all day Saturday, and almost all the day Sunday. Until they go out and do the show, which is about...
Why? You got to show me this?
Why? That should be excited.
That's sad.
Why?
Actually, Adam West is going to Duke Fest?
It's a big event.
He has no tie into this.
That's what I don't get.
Well, but they may be trying to act, because he's popular now with a younger...
Cash. He's going for cash.
But he's popular with a younger demographic as a family guy. Maybe that's why they're bringing him in.
This doesn't mention anything about Family Guy. It says Holy Duke Fest, Batman. Adam West joins the Duke Fest at Duke Fest 2000.
I was trying.
No. Information regarding Demolition Derby registration coming soon.
They must make a lot of money, because it is a whipping. They have people pulling on them and touching them for 8 hours on Saturday straight.
The cast of Dukes.
I mean, John Schneider literally was...
Oh, that's right, because you couldn't get part of my car signed by Snyder.
You couldn't get close to these people. He literally was eating a sandwich as he was taking pictures. He'd take a bite, turn around, take a picture, take a bite. That's how he had to eat.
They were out there for how long?
They were out
6-7 hours?
8 hours on Saturday, 5 hours on Friday, 5 hours on Sunday. Solid.
And you know everybody's going to want to talk about something. Everybody's got this. It's my special moment with John Schneider. I got to do something where he's going to remember me.
Sure, because you've waited.
I take that for about 48, 50 seconds, and I'd wig out.
I thought about you. No way in the world would you ever be able to do it.
And you know, so many people are going to pull up just some random scene out of a Dukes of Hazzard episode. Because it's going to show I'm a big fan, because I'm going to
hit him with this. I'm going to ask him a question. How exactly did this play out? Shut the up! All of you!
And they couldn't take... I mean, they literally were taking 10-minute breaks about every 2 hours, because those people have waited in line, some of them 3 hours and more, to meet people like John.
When Gavin and I took that leather jacket out to Autorama for Henry Winkler to sign,
right.
He had a line that went all the way down the end of the market hall, and every person wanted to visit with him.
Mm-hmm. They want to talk.
And it was nonstop with the autographs. I think he was raising money. He's dyslexic, and he's got a book about some kid. This is the thing I didn't get. He's got a book about a kid that's challenged somehow. I don't think he has dyslexia, but it talks about just working through life with these challenges. Well, if you're writing a book about dyslexia, who's going to read that?
Maybe it'll be an audiobook.
Did we already talk about this?
No.
And so he's signing the books, and everybody wants to ask either about Happy Days, Night Shift, he was in Scream, whatever else, and he would take probably 10, 15 seconds with each one of them, acted like he really gave an F, boom, out of the way and go to the next one.
Have to wear you the hell out. Can't even imagine. And he's a pretty big guy. He's been a director. He doesn't need to do that. Some of these guys that are with the Dukes probably can use the cash.
Adam West don't need to be out there.
What's he done since Batman?
Family Guy.
Well, he's okay. He's a voice on Family Guy. That's true.
Taco Bell.
What's he doing on Taco Bell?
Didn't he do a Taco Bell commercial?
Yeah, he did. He did the voice.
Or is he working? What?
No.
He was
like a tiger.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't have time to pull up that audio. I remember that. But he's got to have enough cash from all the other things that he does to Probably not have to go out to Duke Fest.
Well, they make a lot of money. I don't know what is tied in. It makes no sense to me, but obviously there's some. Maybe they're trying to expand Duke Fest to be more of, 60s and 70s TV shows in general,
as opposed to just the Dukes.
That way you can get a bigger audience.
Now, is he getting paid just for a flat appearance fee, or is he getting money per autograph?
I think it's both.
Yes, the answer is both.
Okay.
And if you want to get a picture with him, that's another few dollars.
Okay.
Because JD and I met him at the Autorama. This is like 89. That's when they still let him wear his Batman costume. Because at a certain point, Warner Brothers, when the new Batman movie came out in 89, they went, all right, this is distracting. Knock it off. They told him he couldn't wear it anymore.
That just seems odd.
It was weird because we were in his trailers when we were doing the TV show. And he's getting ready to get dressed. He said, I got to change. So we go outside and we wait on him. And he comes out in the outfit. And just for that half second, it's just stunning. Because it's Batman. Then you start looking at his costume, and it looks like his mama made part of it.
It probably gets a lot of wear and tear, and
I don't think that was one of the original outfits. Because his drawers look like he just took some and dyed them blue. And the Batman on his chest, it really did. It looked like his mama made it and sewed it on for him. And then it went from being cool to, let's go.
Just get this done.
Because on one hand, I can see how, you grew up with the show, and I grew up watching some of the reruns, obviously. It would be cool to see Adam West dressed like that, but on the other hand, once reality set in, I just kind of feel bad for the guy. And like you, just like, I'd rather leave.
Oh. Yeah. It was cool the instant he walked out, because it's that moment.
You're 7
and
years.
then you start analyzing his outfit, and you're thinking, well, Mama didn't spend enough time on part of that. And those look like combat boots.
I don't know why, but that reminds me of however long ago when you, Russ, said one of these days it'll be you and JD sitting at a cannon together waiting to be shot out of it because that's what your career's been succumbed to.
I told you this was going to happen. Oh, no, the radio show's going to last forever. You don't have to worry about anything. The ratings will always be there. You fat ass.
Shut up. Say fire one.
I wish I could move in here so I could beat the piss out of you. When we land, I'm going to cut your fat ass. And do you think you could stop it with the onion soup?
I thought of you when I was at Duke Fest and seeing some of these people. No, I'm just seeing your temperament in some of these people, because a lot of the people, I'm not making fun of them, but there were a lot of kids in wheelchairs that had some mental issues, and they were drooling, and they would have to still hug and they'd have to come up and take the pictures and hug them, and I'm thinking, God, this would be just torturous for Russ, even for a minute, much less 8 hours.
Why you bring it up if you're not making fun of them?
I'm not making fun of the kids. I'm just saying, I'm thinking of you in that position. The people who do, they were happy, man. I didn't see a sour face. I didn't see a moment of, what the hell am I doing here?
Even after people waited in line 3 hours. Did you say they were waiting that long just for, like, Roscoe's autograph? James Best?
There's one line for James Best, Roscoe, and whoever the other deputy is. So you get to all three of them for one line, and then John had his own line, and what's her face? Had her own.
Catherine Bach.
Had her own line.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can get everybody's signature for my charger, but John Schneider. The only reason that you went to Duke Fest,
you
come back with Roscoe, and what was his dog name?
Flash.
How much extra did I have to pay for Flash?
$20. But the money went to a no-kill animal shelter.
I don't know that.
Well,
that's what he said.
That's what he said.
Yeah, the no-kill animal shelter, which is also James Best's house.
I ain't killed a dog in years.
We're sheltering two of them now.
And Enos, I can't think of his real name.
Sonny
Schroyer or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, something.
He takes up the entire... JD took out one of the door panels, the sign, so I could just stick it back on the charger. Enos decides he's going to take up the entire bottom section of it.
And I told him, I said, just from here to here, that's all the space you have.
Like 6 inches.
Tops. I said that just from here to here, because anything else is going to be covered up by bolt holes and other things. And he goes, okay, and he proceeds to write his...
All right, then. Signs the entire bottom of the door panel. I put it in the car. You don't see it.
But didn't James Best sign it where the door handle goes or something?
Yeah. But you can see Flash's autograph.
Oh.
Do we need a break here?
About a minute.
Oh.
I don't believe I'll be going back to Duke Fest this year unless you have something else you need signed.
I'd like to get part of the car signed by John Schneider.
We might be better off to get with him directly.
We tried that after you got back from Duke Fest.
Well, here's the deal. Once he has something else to promote, I think he'll be more willing to do it. If they got Duke Fest coming up in June. So
it was odd. Chuck and I went out to the summer musicals?
Yeah, to the fairground.
Oh, for Tom Wopat.
Yeah. Tom Wopat is, I forget the musical.
Chicago.
Yeah. Dressed in a tuxedo, and during intermission, he's out front signing fenders, hats, anything, rebel flags, anything Duke related, and didn't charge anybody a dime for that.
Really?
Yeah. And he would sign anything. And I got him to sign part of the car.
That's got to be frustrating, too, because he really has become a really good Broadway actor, but he's...
Yeah, well, that's not anything you're going to be able to shake, and plus, you might as well play it. Nobody's going to... If it just said Tom Wopat, Dallas Summer Musical, or whatever it was, and he didn't have the Dukes behind him, nobody would go.
No, you're right.
So I guess he just figures that's the balance. I get to do, a Broadway musical, but I got to sign car hoods.
Part of the draw is your history, yeah. And he's going to be at Dukes Fest again this year, apparently.
Tom Wopat?
He's going to be back, yes.
All right. Break here?
Yes.
All right.
I don't know who he is behind that mask of his, but I do know when we need him. And we need him now.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Contenders come and go, but there's only one afternoon champ, the Russ Martin Show. To the Russ Martin Show.
I think it was JD that actually brought up our careers going to piss, and we're having some dialogue as we're sitting inside of a cannon waiting to get shot out of it.
That's not going to happen.
Yes. I'm sure Tom Wopat, Adam West actually got shot out of a cannon after the series.
That
he was having to do personal appearances? What were you about to say?
Yeah, because didn't get typecast and he just couldn't get any work.
Yeah. He's dressed like Batman in the cannon, getting ready to shot into a net.
I forgot that part of it. That's God.
Oh, yeah, I think I brought that up on the air before. Maybe that's
where the spinoff came from. And just see us down in the bottom of the cannon. Shut up.
You big fat bastard.
Move your nose over.
Why don't you suck me while you're down there?
Quit squirming.
Can I tell you to knock it off with a Lipton onion soup?
I won't do it for the 3 o'clock show.
And that would be the second. We couldn't just do it once and then retire. No. It's probably got to be 3 shows a day and 7 on Saturdays.
It's great now because you say it and it's followed by laughter. When it really happens, you'll say it'll be followed by tears.
Yeah. I hope I land on you. Dan, why were you looking up JD on the internet during the break?
I was on looking up for you had mentioned Sonny Scheuer from Dukes of Hazzard, and I went to
Enos.
Enos. I went to hit the Dukes of Hazzard IMDb, and for the hell of it, I typed in JD Ryan. And the first thing that pops up when you see his name is the parentheses out to the side of it on the search results, and of course it says Seduction of Innocence, 1995. The Illusion movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I click on him just for the hell of it, and it pulls up his page. There's no photo, but he is actually listed. The movie he did last year or 2 years ago when
that's not listed on there.
Oh yes, it
is. That's not on there.
Yes, it is.
That's not on there.
It is on there.
How can I get that off there?
You can't. And the beauty of it is right there where it says.
Well, I can get that off. That's my name.
It's under filmography. It has the name of the movie, the title, and then parentheses the year, and then listed out to the side his character, which was of course Grand Wizard.
Great.
What was the name of the movie?
Movin' G.
I don't even know. I never got a copy of it.
They not pay you for that?
No, that was a volunteer deal.
They probably should have. It actually won an award.
I beat it.
What kind of award?
Winner for Best Achievement at the LA Indie Film Festival. It's a huge, independent film festival thing. Lots of different submissions. So that's actually, doing pretty well to actually be recognized.
All right. So now you've been in a movie that's garnered some type of award.
Whoopee.
And now it's documented that you're the Grand Dragon.
I can take that off. I can get that off.
Nah, this is practically a resume.
Does it have the video game thing on there too?
Let me go back to him. I'm on the Move It and G part.
What's the disc you handed me, Chloe?
Yeah, it does. On his third listing, The Last Bounty Hunter.
Actually, the disc of some cuts from the movie. Some of these may be outtakes and not actually movies, but I guess JD will tell us.
What is I know what this is. They wanted me to cut this line several different ways.
Okay.
So I just did.
And why you having a fit that it's on the IMDb?
Grand Wizard.
You picked the part?
I didn't pick the part. They picked me. They wanted me to do it. And it was a 3-hour shoot.
But you didn't have to go.
No, it was fun. It was fun to do. I didn't think it would show up on IMDb.
Well, it's always fun to play yourself.
I wasn't playing myself.
And actually, it has on here, on JD's page, the additional details. They have what's called a star meter. You're actually up, JD, 85% since last week.
Wow.
How would that be? I don't know. There's a thing you can click on to find out why, but that's for the pay portion of IMDb.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we were shooting part of these out of this.
And when I'm elected, I will protect our country, our heritage, our very way of life, sorry. Our country, our heritage. Yeah, it's our very way of life. Sorry, I had it right. So, Roland? And when I'm elected, I will protect our country, our heritage, our very way of life from those invaders who would choose to poison and corrupt who we are and what we hold precious. Thank you. White power.
What did you say at the end?
White power. Two guys standing on either side of me and we do the chest bump. White power. What's sad is with that part, you could tell we were shooting outdoors. And somebody picked the location right under the departure path of the DFW airport. Excellent. That's where you hear all the jets. But people are driving by on the street. I'm out there in this KKK outfit. Going into a movie.
Corrupt who we are and what we hold precious. Thank you. White power.
God. Thank you.
How many cuts, Chloe?
You crazy! Get off her!
What is this thing?
My daughter is trying to get back at me, so she's having sex in my bed with a black gentleman.
I don't believe you called him a black gentleman.
Yes, I did, several times.
You crazy! Get off her!
I didn't write this.
You spit that
out. Trey, you want to stick that on the website as a ringtone?
Yes. Let's don't.
We still have these unedited.
I'll have to go look.
Okay.
Well. Sally Ray, that you're on you. Sally Ray, spit that out. You shoot.
Shoe? That's what they told me. I didn't write this.
Oh, it sounds like you were writing your own stuff.
Sally Ray, you got a mouthful of
I believe I'd like that one for the ringtone. And this. What was that? Spit?
Mm-hmm. God. Why can't this?
You spit that out.
All right, it was a movie. It's a movie. I'm an actor.
I'm stunned. I forgot about this.
How did this come up? Oh, you're on IMDb. Never mind.
You spit that out. Sally Ray, you got a mouthful of
the scene that you had in the movie?
That and the one outdoors.
The press conference and then the inside?
That was it.
Well, how do they carry your character throughout the entire movie? Because if you're her dad, you're going to come up more than just twice.
I don't really know. I never saw the film. After that, the only scene I have was I didn't speak. You see him run. It's a shot down into the hall. He runs out in his underwear, holding his hands. The black guy runs out. All you see is him first. He runs by the camera. I step out and with the shotgun go. That's cut.
Yeah.
I don't say anything.
Okay. Is that all the clips, Chloe?
Yes.
If you put those on the web tray.
Don't do that. Come on. Who's going to download that for the Ringer? Walk into Walmart and have that go off. No.
Ready for news, Dan?
Yeah, sure.
Are you looking at something else on the web?
Just digging around, see if I can find anything, but no luck yet.
All right, 4:40, Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Tuesday, March 11, 2008. Birthdays today. Johnny Fairplay, who got his face planted by Danny Bonaducci, turns 34. Johnny Knoxville turns 37. Vinnie Paul turns 44. Susan Richardson from 8 Is Enough turns 56. Sam Donaldson from ABC turns 74. And Rupert Murdoch, the head of Fox, turns 77.
Hang on a second. I got a question. Who is... Somebody sent me a link at the beginning of the show. Who is Chad Kroeger?
The lead singer of Nickelback.
Just says Chad Kroeger is gay for himself.
Oh, I heard this story.
Let me click on it. Lead singer of Nickelback has admitted to once putting his own business in his mouth as a dare. Yes, you read that correctly. Kroeger said that he was 14 years old at the time and much more flexible. He revealed this fact to Playboy recently, saying something. But he got a case of beer for it.
It was a bet for a case of beer, and he said he could put his own business in his mouth. That would make him gay. We've been through this.
Why does that not make him gay?
Because he was doing it. It was a dare. He wasn't doing it for any other reason than to
All right.
beer.
Say, I get Jagger in here.
That's a different person. I still say if it's your own, it's not. How can that be gay? We've been around through this.
If you can be labeled a sea sucker, you're gay.
You've had a thing in your mouth, you're gay. If somebody were to ask you in court, have you had a thing in your mouth, you would have to say yes. And you don't get a chance to
qualify it.
Because that's not, I'm asking you yes or no questions. Well, Stan, I don't have time for your petty stories. I just want to know if you've ever had a thing in your mouth. The answer is yes. You can step down, queer.
Every answer is not that simple.
You can achieve exactly what you want to with your hand. You don't need it anywhere near your mouth.
It's different stimulus. It's just like sucking your toes.
How do you equate that?
Because it's just different stimulus.
Sucking your toes
is better
as
than rubbing your toes.
As odd as that is.
Better than rubbing your toes.
You can't really do anything with your hands to your feet to finish.
No.
But with your business, you can use your hand to finish. You ain't got to stick it in your mug.
I think if a lot of guys were honest, most of them would say if they could, they would. If they were honest.
Dan, weren't you with him on this?
Yeah. Because to me, it ultimately boils down to if it's somebody else's, yeah, that's gay. But if it's your own, then it's just you being freaky. I'm not saying I'm
freaky. I'm not saying it's freaky. It's definitely freaky.
No.
But it's not gay.
But you still contend it's not homo.
No.
It's a crank in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Marbles on your chin.
Let me think. Would they be there? Yeah, I guess so.
Hang on. No, I guess it'd be on your forehead. I'd have been down.
Does that make a difference? I don't know if that makes a difference.
Then again, if you can get down that far, maybe you are gay.
If you've had balls on your face, you're gay as well.
No.
And why do you suck your own toes?
Because it feels good. It was accidentally. I didn't go like
that's not an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident.
This is not a.
I was in the bath and I was washing my feet and I just said, I wonder what would that feel like. And it feels great.
How often do you do it?
I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it in years. Since I gained weight, it's a little more difficult.
You did it here in the studio and you're sucking your own feet.
I can do it. It's just not as easy and comfortable. Oh, no. Don't do this.
I'm certainly enjoying this bath time by myself. I'm so relaxed. rest. I'd like to spend this time alone, yet my feet vex me. Perhaps I'll just suck one, and it'll leave me alone.
That's how it starts.
The next thing I know, I'm sticking my foot in my ass. I've now footed myself.
I know. Until next time.
Until next time. I've never sat in the tub or in the shower and looked at anything on me that I wanted to stick in my mouth.
It's very erotic. There's, like I said, tons of nerve endings down there. It's just very, it's not erotic like you get turned on. It just feels
You're
good.
sucking your feet. Wait, is this something you'd want your kids to see?
Wouldn't bother me.
Jeff or Chris come home and you're on the couch all wadded up, sucking your feet?
No, that would be very odd. The only time I would do it was in the bathtub when you're cleaning your feet. I would just take off a shoe, even though I would.
Well, you wouldn't do it.
See it.
You wouldn't do it. No. Have you ever seen this, Chuck? Go wig him out with it. Don't stand over here. Go over there.
No. Oh, you like it? I don't know. Do it anymore.
And he'll suck each one as if he's savoring seafood.
Yeah.
Gee.
God. He went.
He what?
He got all over his big toe. Dan's gonna puke.
I forgot how good that felt.
Now, would you do? Did you have a favorite toe?
Always the big one. You always start off with the big one, and then when you get bored with that, you work your way down to the little one.
When you get bored with your big toe?
Sure. I mean, after a minute, you know, the initial sensation is not the same.
I have lost interest in the big fat one. I think I'll work my way down to that little piggy one. I'll suck each one with fervor, as if it were my last moment on this planet.
Wasn't quite this romantic.
I wish I could get both feet in my ass. I could be the king of double penetration. I will double foot myself. Until next time. So if you could take your junk and wrap it around and stick it in your hoot, would you do that?
I don't think so. First of all, it doesn't sound very... It sounds painful. Because you'd be cutting off the blood. It's just the way you'd have to do that. No.
But if it were to the length, you could get away with that.
You think? No. That doesn't sound like fun.
If he's at fun...
Do you hear the music? Sorry, I am back.
We missed you.
Thank you. Once I was able to get my wings into my hoo-hole. It was soft yet pliable. But once it was in my hoo-hole...
What?
It stiffened up. And I started flipping. Forward, over and over! Until it came out and the moment was over. Until I know next time. What were you going to say, Trey?
It just dawned on me, if he can get his foot in his mouth, I think he sucks his own junk.
No, I can't do it.
If you can get your foot in your mouth, yeah, I think you've been enjoying your junk.
I can't possibly. I've tried. I can't.
When was the last time you tried?
Teenagers. At some point you realize this is not going to work. There's no point in doing it every day. I'm going to stretch.
Maybe you could have somebody come over and help you.
No. I think this is something you do on your own. Or you don't do it all.
Why? Tell me. What's your reasoning?
Because it's
gay, and you don't want anybody to see it.
Embarrassing. I don't want people.
I would rather have somebody walk in the room and catch me whack into something as opposed to having my business in my face.
Again, if
they gave me the choice would you rather? We're going to put a picture of you on the front page of Time.
You're right. Between the two,
which one are you going to pick?
You're right. Between the two, I'd have to pick the normal way.
Why and why?
Because the other embarrassing.
Because everyone uses their hand. Not everyone uses their mouth.
Because they can't. A lot of guys that can, like this guy that won the beer bet.
He's a lead singer of what?
Nickelback.
Yeah. Now, is he gay or does anybody know?
It just says on the headline on here, Chad Kroeger is gay for himself. blew him so for a case of beer.
He's Canadian.
What does that matter?
They're odd.
What do you think he did for domestic beer? If I get this in my mouth.
Oh, no.
If I get this in my mouth, I get a case of moose head. All right, I'm done. We have time to finish news?
I got 4 minutes.
All right. Go ahead, Ben.
Well, of course, we mentioned it briefly earlier, but as the New York State Attorney General, soon-to-be former, probably, Eliot Spitzer, governor of New York, made a name for himself by going after multinational corporations like Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs, and Citigroup. He also helped to bring down at least 2 prostitution rings. And he's the guy, of course, who got Sony BMG Music Entertainment to cough up $10 million and stop bribing radio stations in a 2005 payola scandal. And, of course, if Spitzer resigns from his office, Lieutenant Governor David Peterson would take over as governor of New York until 2010. There's also
who got popped on the payola scandal?
Sony BMG.
Was this back when they were selling like 3 or 4 minute?
Yes.
Or the Sony was buying 3 or 4 minute blocks and radio stations? Oh, look. Yes, Kevin?
Yeah, that was actually what he did. Essentially, was got rid of what we call independent promoters.
The mic's on in your office. What is that?
Right. The way that it devised a system to get around payola plugola was that you went through a third party, which was called an independent promoter. As a radio station, you never promised that you'd play the music, but if you did, you received some kind of compensation or a trip to use for the radio station. It was basically a way around the system. And he got rid of it. I mean, very similar to what we do in contests, where if we're doing a contest for 24, and part of that is promote 24, and you get a flyaway with to meet Kiefer Sutherland. What's the difference?
I don't understand.
Well, one you're playing a record, you're playing 3 minutes of a song or whatever. One, you don't play the show, you don't play the TV show.
But you never promised to play the record.
I think at one point, I don't know if it might have been 4 or 5 years ago, you had record labels that were buying 3 or 4 minute blocks on stations, and they would play that song. And they looked at it as advertising, and I think that's one way they got around the payola aspect.
It started off with 60 seconds, and all the guy would come in and go, the new one from Kenny Chesney.
That's
and you
correct.
play 55 seconds of it. Now, Kenny Chesney, available on Sony BMG.
And never said, when they were playing the 3 or 4 minutes of the entire songs, they never said, somebody bought this airtime. This isn't part of our normal playlist.
Right. But what this also did was, like, if I'm a radio station, I can't have Sony buy T-shirts for me now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
What is it, Chloe?
I remember, I didn't even know what was going on with this, but I heard about it. There was just odd companies that would, for instance, purchase T-shirts for us, and then the record company would be paying them. For instance, it'd be like Chuck's Laundry or Bait and Tackle, something just not even in just some made-up company.
Right.
And they would buy us all this stuff and go to them, and the record company would pay them.
Well, what good does that do to the record company?
Because in turn we'd play.
Oh, I got it. Then there's no, there's no paper trail that links you directly to the label, and then you can get away with playing some of these songs.
Okay.
And nobody labels it as payola plugola. How'd you get the van?
Don't do this to me. I got the van with money, cash I earned through jobs, working. Disc jockeying on weekends, and then the music director at the Eagle and middays.
Okay.
Cash.
Exactly.
Yes. That's how I paid the people.
How'd you launder the money?
I didn't launder anything. I got everything. I never got anything.
Was it laundered by the time I got to you?
The only thing I've ever taken, and this was put through the radio station, everybody knew, was that trip to the MTV Awards.
And why would you get that?
Because I'm the music director. They like to spiff you every once in a while and be your buddy. That's all.
And again, it's just like buying the T-shirts. We're going to spiff you a nice trip to New York, the MTV Video Music Awards, and in return, although there'll be nothing on paper, you'll spin a few of these songs for us.
That never happened that way. And those words were never said. They knew we were completely clean.
Well, they don't have to say it. You get the trip to New York, and they shove a CD in your puss.
They never do that. They never come in and go, hey, remember that MTV trip? I really need the Swing Out Sister this week. They would just simply come in and go, hey,
that would be understood. You'd have the record label come in, and they've got a hard song that they're trying to get on the air. and they would come in, I really need your help on this.
Like any other business, you have relationships. Some of the reps you like, some you go to dinner with, some you don't like, and yes, those
and the ones that send you on trips, you're going to be more apt to go ahead and spin their tune.
No, but those things do weigh into it. If you like somebody and they really need, and they don't come to you every week and have an emergency. If they
ever promised you sex?
No, of course not.
I thought one of the program directors they bought him some sex.
I don't need to say anything about that. Yes, I believe that occurred.
You don't have to say which station you were at.
Will you not say what station?
Depends on how far you get in the story.
I don't want to say this. It's all alleged that they set him up at a hotel and got him a poker. Oh my God! What is wrong with you?
How often were they getting hookers?
I've said anything else.
I've said nothing.
I can't say anything else.
We have no clue which station we're referring to.
I was only aware of one situation that might potentially have been that. After. Stop. Please.
Did they offer you one?
No.
Just the PD?
Just the PD. I was married. Well, so was he.
What?
Nothing. It wasn't my style. They knew his style.
Drugs?
I was never. I was actually sort of in a weird way offered drugs one time. But it wasn't.
Is that the guy that stood on your desk? And when I don't care what it is, you got to play this song.
That was somebody else. But no, he came in, always left.
And where was that?
I don't know where the station was at now. God! No.
All right.
No, he did. Yeah.
Did they ever throw a bag of drugs on the table?
No, never did. This guy just came in and he always left my door open just so there'd be no questions. And he came in and he closed the door and I'm like, here we go. And he goes, look, I got this from New York. We have to have this song this week.
Okay.
And he goes, we really have to have it, and we need this station. And that means anything you need, we can handle. He never said money. He never said drugs. He said anything you need.
I'll do anything to get this record on the air.
I'll do my best. I'll look at it and weigh it with the other songs that we have.
Perhaps I can lure you.
No? We have 3 slots on the chart this week.
Let's remove our clothes.
No, I don't think so. Def Leppard's going to take one of them.
We'll dance naked.
No?
We'll dance in our own sperm.
Pet Shop Boys, that reminds me, take another slot.
And we will then suck with love. We will kiss and kiss until our juicy glands no longer excrete spoons of joy.
No, I don't think
we will shoot non-dairy coffee cream into the air. We'll dance to our favorite music. Perhaps this song that I need to get played. Something that will entice your butt juices to flow.
No.
Allowing the entry
of
my Chico stick.
I can't. Can't expand the chart.
Until next time.
I see. See you next week. God. Oh.
How are we doing, close?
Brings back so many bad memories.
Break? We'll be back.
To the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Sing it where?
At the White Trash Party. With you on stage.
Which song?
Anything by AC/DC. His name is Will. If you'd like to sing one AC/DC song with your band at the White Trash Party 2008, I will give $500 to the foundation for this honor. I have been told that I sound just like Bon Scott. If you are willing to give me this chance and to sing with your band, I'm willing to give you an audition. Unfortunately, yesterday, was the only day I have available. I can come up to the studio. I also play guitar. Would love to jam with you sometime. Thanks for the opportunity to be on stage with the band once again. Will.
He wants to give us how much?
$500 to sing with you. One of the AC/DC tunes.
We only know the 2 of them. And Everett's doing both of those.
Maybe you can sing with Everett.
That's a fabulous idea. Because somehow Everett's taken AC/DC and turned it into some type of opera.
Does that say rock opera?
Yeah. Do we know any other AC/DC songs?
No, you started to do You Shook Me a little bit, but that's kind of...
Now we gave that to Everett, and I stopped learning it because Everett was singing it. Everett got in the middle of it, and I spaced the rest of this entire song. Let's put this on hold forever.
Never come back to it.
You do play another song. Is it Shoot to Thrill or...
No.
You do play another song that sounds like Back in Black or something like that.
Is that If You Want Blood?
Want Blood or Jailbreak, maybe?
I think it's if You Want Blood.
I don't think any... That wasn't even a hit, was it?
No.
I don't think we played that at the Eagle.
I mean, it was an album hit. I mean, if you listen to, like, Rock Radio Q102 and stuff back in the day, but that's about it. Still a good song.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there you go.
Just 3 chords?
That's it. I don't know if there's a solo or anything else, but I'm sure Mike could fill in those holes.
Do you know that song?
Not at all. I think I know that riff because you've played it before in here, but that's all I know. I don't know the song.
I thought that song was a hit.
I don't think it was. I think it came out on a special AC/DC box set.
I guess it's back in the day. I remember rock stations playing it.
What's the other one? What is that?
Back in Black.
That's all I know, though.
So which 2 songs do we sing in the show now?
Highway to Hell and Long Way.
Okay. You want me to email this guy? You want the $5 or not? You sing with Everett and you play.
Yeah, he'll cough up the cash.
Okay.
All right.
Somebody else wants to know if the backup girls are going to be wearing see-through stuff in Nokia. That's fine and dandy for the guys out there, but what about us ladies? Are you and the guys in the band going to wear any see-through pants? No. So we can get a show, too. This is only fair.
In fact, the chicks brought this up. They said, when we're doing YMCA, well, you guys need to take your shirts off. And, of course, Gavin was the first one. Do we have to wait till that song?
We're going to make it do one show without him ripping off and showing his little pearly whites.
No. It's the first thing he does. Which song is it? Judas Priest.
Yes.
And he thinks that's the big...
That's going to get him going.
Crowd killer. Which it is. Especially now that his nipples are lopsided.
Yeah, I didn't ever notice that before. Now I can't see anything but that.
I'm going to have to Google that, see if there was a name for that medical
actual
condition.
affliction?
Yeah.
I tried yesterday. I couldn't find anything.
Well, it's got to be something. You just don't call it a crazy eye nipple.
No.
Or a floaty nipple. But his right nipple's higher than his left one.
It doesn't droop. It's just lower on his body.
I was just going to say, as far as just specifically nipples, I couldn't find anything. The only thing that would be sort of under that umbrella would just be asymmetrical body.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to name it after him.
Gavin nipple?
Yeah.
Spittle nipple.
Spittle nipple. There we go.
Okay.
I'll contact all the medical journals.
Okay. Should we illegal ID at 5? All right. 5:17. Dan, during the break, get on Wikipedia and list that as an affliction.
I will try.
All right. 5:17. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Admiral William Fallon has resigned as chief of U.S. forces in the Middle East and Central Asia after more than a year in the post, citing what he called inaccurate news reports that put him at odds with the Bush administration over Iran. He said, although I don't believe there have ever been any differences about the objectives of our policy in the Central Command area of responsibility, the simple perception that there is makes it difficult for me to effectively serve America's interests there. This he said in a statement issued today. Senator Barack Obama Monday flatly rejected suggestions that he would be a vice presidential running mate for Senator Hillary Clinton. He said, with all due respect, I won twice as many states as Senator Clinton.
If you'd rather hear the audio versus him.
All right.
It's cut number 35.
Keep reading, Dan.
Okay. Obama's also said the Clinton campaign was hoodwinking voters when it suggested he was not ready to be president, while also floating the possibility of a joint Clinton-Obama ticket.
All right, it's a valid point. He's not ready day one to be president, but he is ready day one to be VP.
Potentially be number one if she drops out or gets killed or something.
I just hate the fact it really is starting to get on my nerves. If you remember that speech in Malcolm X where Denzel Washington goes off, hoodwinked, bamboozled, you've been had, this and that. He's starting to, it's like he's taken those words and he uses them every day, every speech, I think.
Hoodwinked, bamboozled?
Yeah, just.
It's like he's going back and he's trying to pull anything 60s.
MLK.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, still, 80% of the black voters, I don't know if it's both Republican and Democrat, but I knew it was Democratic, said that they would vote for him.
Yeah.
And obviously, if it's that far skewed, it's going to be just because he's black. Or they think he is.
Don't start that again.
What?
No, just cut 35 when you're looking at it, but don't start he's not all black.
He's not. Reverend Manning said his mama was white, and I didn't even know that. Until Trey found that clip.
I don't even care. What difference does that make? I'm not.
Just the way that it comes off from Reverend Manning is it's a sham. He's portraying himself as a black man when he's not full-blooded. Okay, well then we got bamboozled.
Hoodwinked.
I've won twice as many states as Senator Clinton.
You're right. He started to take it on that delivery of MLK.
Yes.
States as Senator Clinton. I've won more of the popular vote than Senator Clinton. I have more delegates than Senator Clinton. So I don't know how somebody who's in second place is offering the vice presidency to the person who's in first place.
Yeah, check the numbers, darling. I'm ahead of you in this one.
I still thought that they were pretty much neck and neck as far as delegates.
I think he's still about 100 ahead.
Yeah, because over the weekend he won the Wyoming caucuses where he picked up 7 whopping delegates, and Hillary Clinton won all of 5.
So they're still right about there?
Yeah, they're still right about there. I mean, and the argument goes, he has won more states. That's true.
But she's won more bigger states.
She's won the big ones.
And, again, I think Trey said this before, it's going to come down to the Democratic convention. Because even if she's behind on delegates, by the time the convention rolls around, they're going to go back and challenge Florida. They're going to challenge, was it Michigan? Mm-hmm. They're going to challenge those states because they moved up the dates, both of those states, and the Democratic Party said, all right, then they're not going to count.
Did they ever finish counting the caucus votes in Texas?
No. And the reason why I know that is because I saw on the news last night them saying that they just found 3 different batches of caucus votes that were lost somewhere in Arlington.
Here it is. Can we use these? So at last count, it was a couple of days ago, they only had 40% of the votes tallied?
Yeah, I think it was last Thursday they were at 41% of the total.
So we really don't know who carried Texas.
No.
You can do it base percentage-wise, but still got half that's out.
The last percentage I saw in the caucuses, I think, was 56-44 in favor of Obama.
Yeah. All right.
I also saw over the weekend, you were talking about not having a Democratic nominee in time for the convention. I saw a Newsweek article over the weekend saying when the superdelegates were to go into the convention, if there's no nominee going in there, it's very possible when they get in the locked room, they could very well not pick Obama or Clinton, and for the hell of it, they may just elect Al Gore as the nominee.
Well, they're going to have to pick somebody, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does Dan have the story right? If the superdelegates, if they're that close, and the superdelegates are going to be the deciding factor, they don't pick either one of them?
That probably is. The Democratic Party system is so jacked up anyways. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
And the main thing they pointed to in that was all the Democrats are so divided on the two sides. Very well, the superdelegates get in a room. They're divided as well. They can't come up with a unanimous decision, so they just pick a third person that they can all agree on, and boom, there you go.
All right. Good.
Well, a day after Tony Stewart assailed Goodyear for the tires it provided at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 3 other drivers echoed his complaints, but without the same venom. 4-time series champion Jeff Gordon said, I think he went a little overboard. He kind of made it personal. Gordon, Greg Biffle, and Ryan Newman all tested tires for Goodyear at the newly paved Darlington Raceway on Monday, and all agreed the rubber at Atlanta wasn't favorable for driving conditions. But none was as angry as Stewart, who said Goodyear gave him the most pathetic racing tire I've ever been on in my professional career. But the tire company issued a statement defending its Atlanta product while promising to retest the rubber before the series returns to the track in October.
How do they go back and spin this? Goodyear.
They defended itself against accusations Stewart made that they were
But none of the drivers liked the tires, and they said it affected the race this past weekend. There's not much Goodyear can say. Especially when you got some of who's the one that said he was going to go home and take his tires off his car?
Tony Stewart.
Stewart. We still have that audio, too.
Which guy was it?
26. Actually, where you're saying I'm going to take them off all my personal vehicles is 27.
Your teammate there in victory lane and a good run for you. How about it? Smiles today, Tony?
Yeah, I can't believe we ended up where we ended up, as bad as the car drove. But I think it just shows how bad everybody's cars drove today. It just, I'm absolutely still, after the third day of being here, amazed at what Goodyear has done. And if that's their best effort, and if that's the best product they think they can bring to the track, then I strongly suggest they go back to just making street tires. And I'm not even sure that's a good idea. I mean, I'm going home and everything that I have that has Goodyears on it, I'm dismounting and putting Firestones on. So it's a shame. I mean, the teams work so hard and everybody works.
You got the other players that have come out. Still a chance that they could go back and find Tony Stewart over this?
At this point, I don't think they will, just because everyone has bitched about it. And all the big names, Gordon, Earnhardt, Stewart, have all come out and said it sucked. I mean, and Goodyear, their spin on this was, we went safety first. We didn't want any blowouts, so we brought a hard tire to Atlanta. But they know, because they've already gone back and they called Eddie Gossage and said, you know what, we're going to...
Yeah, what was that link that you sent me today? It just said Goodyear and it said TMS. I didn't read it.
Goodyear called Eddie Gossage and said, you know what, because Atlanta and Texas are almost identical, so we're going to bring the compound that we used last year for the Samsung 500 that, was...
All right, so you won't need the testing, because in essence, you've already done it.
Yes.
So they know exactly what they got when everybody hits TMS.
Yes.
Take these tires off my car. I'd rather drive on spikes. I just take the wheels off altogether. Drive on the axle. Easier to negotiate on squash. I'd rather drive on dead babies. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the U.S. Coast Guard is searching for a 39-year-old woman reported to have jumped off a cruise ship in the Florida Keys.
Was this a chick that was arguing with her husband?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, certainly a twist.
It happened about 20 miles southeast of Key Largo.
Stop this boat! Did they ever find her?
As of yet, they have not. No. They're still looking.
Where did she jump off?
Outside the Florida Keys.
Just outside Key Largo. 20 miles out to sea from Key Largo.
What was the argument about?
They haven't said yet. They just said that she was traveling with her boyfriend on the coast of Mediterranean when she, quote, had become angry and agitated and then unexpectedly jumped overboard.
And that's his story.
And I bet he's sticking to it.
There were no witnesses?
I saw another story that said witnesses had seen them arguing, but as far as him chunking her or her chunking herself.
How does that play out in your head? Again, are you that drunk you think, I'm going to swim back? It's only been an hour. How far can we be away?
Swim back or jump out of a car going 60 or 70?
That's true.
For some reason, they think they can survive that.
Man.
And if that's the best way that you know how to end an argument, you really should bail on this relationship.
She won this one.
I didn't get to say anything. Well, what a...
Bitch is always getting the last word.
All right.
Over the weekend, an audio recording of Oklahoma State Representative Sally Kern, who's a Republican representing Oklahoma City,
should be 34,
began circulating on the internet. The tape was secretly recorded as Representative Kern addressed a group of about 50 constituents, and it basically lays out her thoughts on, quote, the homosexual agenda.
The homosexual agenda is destroying this nation. Okay, it's just a fact. Not everybody's lifestyle is equal, just like not all religions are equal. You know, the very fact that I'm talking to you like this here today puts me in jeopardy. Okay, and I'm not anti.
And if this were to get out,
somebody had a little pocket recorder. She went off later, even saying, "How dare you record me and put it up on the internet? At least have the nerve to come up and tell you, don't say it."
Who was she addressing?
About 50 constituents.
Okay. It gets good right at about 58 seconds in.
I'm not gay bashing, but according to God's word, that is not the right kind of lifestyle. It has deadly consequences for those people involved in it.
Did she go on to say what's deadly about the homosexuality?
Yes.
All right. Did she bring up AIDS?
Indirectly.
They have more suicides, and they're more discouraged. There's more illness. Their lifespans are shorter. You know, it's not...
Where are you pulling up these numbers that almost don't last as long?
I think maybe that's where she's sort of indicating they get AIDS, they get sick, and they die, and they're not happy, they're commit suicide.
Lifestyle that is good for...
Well, they call them gay.
I don't know where that one came from. But wait till you get to about 58 seconds in.
This nation. Matter of fact, studies show that no society that has totally embraced homosexuality has lasted more than, a few decades. So it's the death knell in this country. I honestly think it's the biggest threat, even that our nation has, even more so than terrorism or Islam, which I think is a big threat.
She's now equated the two?
Actually, no, that gays are worse than terrorists.
I don't believe anybody flew a couple of great big into the World Trade Center.
I don't know where she came up with that one.
Well, where did she come up with the societies that have embraced homosexuality only lasted? The Greeks and the Romans, they were around for a few hundred years, at least.
Well, they weren't all homo, were they?
In ancient Greece, it was very common for the older men to take a young boy, and that was kind of your rite of passage into manhood, as you took it in the tookus.
Wowie.
Well said. No.
Let's sit back and enjoy the sunset together on my chariot.
Just want to become a man.
You're a man. Okay. Yeah, at least 18 for this bit. Did I miss a punchline?
No, you said it.
I think Trey just shot Fresca out of his face, though.
Oh. How we doing, Clay?
Hang on. Break it, too.
Once again, we'll enjoy the sunset together here on my chariot.
It's very nice. It really is.
Are you enjoying yourself, 18-year-old man?
I'm having a pretty good time. They said they come to you for the rites of passage. I don't know what that means.
Hold me as we both enjoy the sunset and its majesty. Yes, the beautiful sun adorning the earth's surface with its warm rays of ejaculate.
What?
Yes, the sun. The sun, first of all, is causing the global warming. Just in case anyone was curious, it's that big freaking ball in the sky that we circle around, cooking us like a rotisserie chicken. Our God is a fool! Until next time.
Very nice.
And I know I'm not the first one to say that, but you're going to go back and talk about global warming. It's the goddamn sun.
It's doing it.
It's that big star, that hot thing that we rotate around,
yes, but
once a day, slow cooking us. You can't rotate anything around something that hot and not cook it.
guess their point is there used to be more filters. But again, we had an ice age.
Maybe, perhaps, the sun, that big hot thing that we're spinning around
every day,
is burning some of that ozone off.
It's very, very possible, because it's doing it to other planets, too.
With no people on it. Mm-hmm. So it really doesn't have anything to do with the cars or the cows and their butts.
There's no cars, cows, or butts on Mars.
It's possibly the fact that we're circling something that's billions of degrees. I don't know. I'm back into this.
I don't know either.
I'll bet that's the biggest part of global warming.
It's been cyclical since day one.
It's got nothing to do with the people on the planet. I'm sure that's part of it, because you have a greater population and you got cars and you got industry. But I still would probably go back and point at the god sun. But that's just me. We need a break. All right. We'll be back. Oh, this is If You Want Blood.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. To the Russ Martin Show.
Dan, what else you got?
We actually just got this in the last break. This is breaking news here. A former police desk clerk from Detroit says she read a report filed by stripper Tamara Green claiming she was assaulted by the wife of Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick during a party at the Manoogian Mansion. Rumors of a party involving strippers at the mayor's official residence have never been proven. Kilpatrick repeatedly has denied the party ever occurred, but a signed affidavit from Joyce Carolyn Rogers says a police report filed in 2002 details the party and Green's assault. The affidavit was filed Monday in U.S. District Court by attorney Norman Yatuma, who was representing the family of Green's, that's the strippers, 14-year-old son, Jonathan, in a $150 million lawsuit against Kwame Kilpatrick, former chief of staff Christine Beatty.
All right, hang on, I'm lost.
I know.
Who's the kid?
He's jumping up and down with his story so he understands it.
All right, it's basically...
How long will it take you to tell this? Can I finish my burrito?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Allegedly, they had a party. The wife, his wife, Kilpatrick's, was out of town. They had a party, had strippers.
Okay.
She came home early. She found him getting a lap dance, wigged out, leaves the room, comes back with a wooden object, and starts wailing on the chick.
Of course.
She then goes and files a police report.
Where's the kid come into this?
The stripper later got shot and killed.
So now they're tying the mayor back into the murder?
Not so much the murder, but just the fact that they're alleging that it covered it up. They knew the stripper filed a report.
Who shot the stripper?
They don't know yet.
Who shot the stripper?
Who shot the stripper?
All right.
So they're saying they knew that this report was filed, but the mayor and his chief of staff and the police chief covered it up.
So now they want $150 million. The family that's left over from the dead stripper.
Yeah, that's...
Who shot the stripper?
Who shot the dead stripper? Jim?
Well, they're suing them for, I guess, is there a 14-year-old kid of the stripper?
Yes. Yeah. Green 27, whose stage name was Strawberry.
I knew you'd get on a punchline.
Is that all of it?
Was found shot to death early April 30th, 2003 in a car on the city's northwest side. Yatuma, who is the kid's attorney, claims that Kilpatrick's office had stifled the investigation into her death. So basically they're saying not only did they bury the report about his wife attacking her.
Okay, so why were you getting twisted about this?
Well, it's just it's a string of things. First of all, he had perjured himself. He was nailing his chief of staff. Then it's come out that
this is the same guy.
Yes.
All right, I was lost on part of this. All right.
Then it's come out that a lot of his friends got city contracts to do work.
So as it turns out, his entire administration was corrupt.
Yes.
Okay. Who's that on who are the two phone lines?
Big Stacy's on 1, and Chris from VertBiz is on 2.
What are you laughing at?
Big Stacy and his outfits.
Oh. Yes, Chris.
3 days, 1 hour, 9 minutes, 8 seconds.
To the white trash party?
Until we rock!
How do you know exactly how long it is?
Because I've got a counter up. I put a counter on russmartin.com.
Oh. Thanks for asking me.
You're welcome. I'm excited. Come on, it's time to rock.
Do you have any complaints? The entire band's had issues all this week. Big Stacy wants a new dress because everybody's seen him in the old one.
Yes.
Lee Harris is still asking me if he can just paint some pants white. You got Shyla, Summer, and Kara that want to play topless.
Oh.
Bono asked me if we could actually put his drums on a riser that would elevate.
Oh, like Tommy Lee.
Yeah, and there was something else.
Mike Rose wanted about 15 stacks of Marshalls on the stage.
Right.
Travis wants the flaming trombone and cowbell.
Yeah. What do you want?
I want to rock.
Okay.
I think.
Thanks.
What did we come up for a nickname for him?
For Chris?
Yeah. Rock God?
Yeah, I think so. All right. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. On websites touting the mind-blowing powers of Salvia divinorum, come-ons to buy the hallucinogenic herb are accompanied by warnings. Time is running out. Stock up while you still can. That's because salvia is being targeted by lawmakers concerned that the inexpensive and easy-to-obtain plant could become the next marijuana. 8 states have already placed restrictions on salvia, and 16 others, including Florida, are considering a ban, and including Texas, are considering a ban or already have. According to Florida State Representative Mary Brandenburg, she says as soon as we make one drug illegal, kids start looking around for other drugs they can buy legally. This is just the next one. She introduced a bill to make possession of salvia a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Some say legislators are overreacting to a minor problem, but no one disputes that the plant impairs judgment and the ability to drive. Native to Mexico and still grown there, Salvia divinorum is generally smoked but can also be chewed or made into a tea and drunk. Salvia.
So they banned it in Texas or no?
Not yet.
Most of that's Gavin's fault.
Why?
He's the one that got stoned on it.
Well, he did, yeah. Actually made a public display.
Yeah.
A few of them. Wasn't just once either.
None of us got anything out of it.
I got nothing.
I think when I tried, I don't remember a buzz.
I didn't get a buzz. I didn't get tired. I didn't get tingles.
And I think I took as much in as Gavin did.
Yep, you took a full hit. I think Gavin only had one. Maybe he had 2 hits. I can't remember.
I think it was a couple because Mike Ruse said, who is our dealer,
yes,
said that he needed to be in there with Gavin while he was doing his hits. You're right. I think it was only. Gavin, how many did you do?
Oh, I probably took over 2 days, about 5 or 6 tugs.
That first day that you did it, how many tugs did you take?
The first 2 didn't take effect, and then Michael told me to hold it in longer, and that was probably the 3rd one. And then I came in the studio and took 2 more.
But you were already stoned after the first couple.
Yeah, I was pretty bad off.
That's when you tried to move the picture from across the room.
Yeah.
Can we keep that audio? You guys have been backing up everything. The only problem is you're backing up audio and you don't remember where you put it. I used to have a dog that would do that with food. So you know where it is or not?
No.
Okay. Did you back it up, Trey?
Yes.
You know where you put it?
No, I wrote it down. But.
So you don't know where it is either. Okay. Well, at least it's saved. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, this out of Maryland, a state Senate committee is considering making it illegal to smoke inside a car if young children are riding as well. The bill would expand the Clean Indoor Air Act to cars. It would make smoking in cars with children's ages 6 years or younger as a passenger illegal. The first offense would be a warning. A second offense would carry a $100 fine, and then after that, a $250 fine would be imposed for each subsequent violation.
They're just doing that in Maryland, or are they doing it here too? Is that just Maryland?
This story is out of Maryland.
I just wonder where the government stops. I mean, if not it's in your car, when's it going to be in your house?
Well, if you got kids in the car,
okay,
the kids they're going to react to the smoke.
Okay, or then they'll be able to come into my house because I have children. It's the same thing. Well, how is that any different than my car? If you're going to find me for kids,
because you can move around in a house. You can go near a window. You can go outside. You can go into another part of the house. When you're stuck in a car, you're in a bubble with nothing but smoke.
It's a more confined area, but it's still private. I don't see how the government can tell you.
You're
what
on
you
the
can
public
do.
roadways.
Yeah, but you're in your private
You're out
vehicle.
in public. We can see what you're doing. You don't think that blowing smoke all over a kid is some type of abuse?
No, I think it's totally wrong, but I'm saying, where does the government stop? They've already said...
What if they said, well, stop there? Would you shut up?
No.
Okay, well, then go ahead.
I'm saying, it's really... houses, especially some of the houses, maybe a trailer park, it's not much bigger than a house, than a car.
You still have, regardless of a house or a trailer park, they still both enjoy outside.
Well, they do, but you're a 6-year-old kid. You don't get to go outside at 9 o'clock at night. You're sitting there with the smoke. So now the government comes to my door and goes, you're smoking in your own house. Here's a fine.
I don't believe they can come into your house. But if they see you out in public, in the car...
I guess I just think, it's
again, driving isn't something that just anybody can do.
It's just another step.
It's a privilege.
Yes.
So you'd rather kids sit in a little area and have to breathe in that smoke.
Absolutely.
So why are you worried about what the government's doing?
Because it's just another step.
The government always acts in our best interest. Don't be a fool.
My bad. I totally overstepped my boundaries on that one. I mean, they started off with the restaurants and the outdoors and then the buildings. The buildings I understand because everybody has to share it. But
if it's a public area as far as a workplace or a government office...
I can't get away.
Fine. I think some cities are even banning it in parks. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't smoke, but you're right. At a certain point, that gets beyond squirrely.
Just take
to go back and change the rules with a restaurant. You got restaurants that opened up in Dallas. They spent the money. They did the research. They got the investors. Been in place for years, and the city comes back and says, all right, we're not going to allow smoking anymore. Best of luck.
They've been making money, so clearly some people don't mind it. And if it's a restaurant that doesn't have good ventilation, I won't go back.
I don't get why they just wouldn't let the marketplace decide. If there was this big demand for smokeless environments, then you could put that on the sign out front, and then people would pack the places.
I think this is one place you and Mark Davis agree. He says the government shouldn't be able to tell us that. Let the marketplace decide.
Oh, then I think the government should be able to dictate everything. Good Lord.
And I can tell you, the bars in Dallas that you can still smoke at, they'll be packed.
Why there's some that you can still smoke in?
It depends on your food sales.
Oh, all right. Okay. Good then.
According to a study from the University of Edinburgh, that of course is in Scotland, our happiness is at least 50% due to our genes, while our relationships, health, and career are responsible for the rest. Researchers asked...
So depression, half of that is genetic?
That's basically their hypothesis.
I should have killed them both.
Why?
If part of my depression is based on my parents...
You really feel you're depressed, or are you just anxious? Do you feel depressed on a daily basis?
Not daily. It comes and it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is happiness, so anxiety and depression would be lumped in there together as far as overall happiness.
Okay. Well, I'm not happy, and if part of it's genetic, I should have put them both down.
I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was just lumping both in together.
All right.
Researchers asked pairs of identical and non-identical twins questions about their lives, things like how much they worried and how satisfied they were with their lives. Since identical twins share the exact same genes and fraternal twins don't, researchers were able to identify common genes that predispose people to happiness based on how they answer the questions. The researchers say the discovery is a big piece of the puzzle in understanding why we get depressed, and also in determining who's more susceptible to becoming depressed.
Does it say why we get depressed? Or is it part of this?
It's half of it is just genetic. The rest of it is your job, how much money you make, your health.
Your outside
part of it could be genetic, and the rest of it could be the environment that you grew up in. If your parents were depressed or there was a lot of turmoil,
well, they say
and that's going to add to your depression.
Yeah, you're right. You're talking about your genes is one. It's the nature versus nurture.
It's like overweight kids. I don't know that some of that's genetic. Possibly it is. But a good portion of it is going to be learned. You watched your parents eat like cows, and you picked that up.
And that was all that was available to you, because that's what they ate. That's what they bought.
What were you going to say, Dan?
I was just going to say, like, instead of nature versus nurture, what you're talking about would be a combination of both. It's in your genes, and you're learning how to be from your parents and your immediate family around you.
I'm going to bet most of it's learned behavior, and a lot of them attribute it to genetics. What are you going to say, Trey?
I think a lot of it is genetics.
Why?
I was depressed when I was 6 years old.
I'm talking about fat kids now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were still talking about depression.
Well, don't let it get at you. You go ahead and finish.
Your thoughts matter.
We validate you.
If you'll notice, I've tried to be a little more amiable before, after the show, during breaks.
Yeah, no, it's giving me an ulcer.
Why?
Because it's not right. There have definitely been some things. For instance, like the last Friday when the Weekend Review audio somehow got erased.
But that wasn't your fault.
Well, I understand that. But Gavin and
you even came in the studio. You opened the door and you said, first of all,
hands up.
I had nothing to do with this. This wasn't my fault. I wasn't here when it happened. You understand?
I barely know the people.
Doesn't make any difference to me. Just tell me what the problem is. But we're clear. I had nothing to do with this. Okay, fine. Because it's about audio. I'm past that. I bet you're not. He's a part of the Weekend Review. The guy in the production studio deleted it. All right, well, sometimes we don't even get to it. What do I care? What's going to happen?
Because it's learned behavior. Normally you explode and scream and throw things.
I've made an effort to be a little more approachable.
Is that making you happy?
No. But I also don't want my regime to be people to look back on it like Chapman, where you couldn't tell Chapman dick.
Mm-mm.
You had a problem, there was any issue with anything, people would just avoid Chapman and hope that he never found out, as opposed to telling him. Trey they could have never told me that they deleted part of the Weekend Review.
You wouldn't have known.
I haven't gotten to it in a couple of weeks. I'd have missed it.
Nope. Gavin and I were playing rock, paper, scissors to see who had to come in here and tell you the bad news. And I won twice, and I still had to come in here because he's a big pussy.
Just because somebody accidentally erased some audio.
Yeah.
Well, over the years.
And because I didn't have a fit, you're starting to just
stomach acid. Yeah.
Stomach acid.
There are lots of it.
Well, Gavin, were you guys really doing the rock, paper thing in the hall?
Oh, yeah, man. I went home and popped like 3 of those purple pills.
Because I didn't have a fit.
Yeah, it's scaring me.
You're the one that said that you didn't like to be screamed at.
No, and you're absolutely right. That's correct.
Okay. Well, where's the middle ground then? Because I can't think gray.
No, you're absolutely right, but I didn't expect you to listen to me.
Oh.
This is like the alcoholic father that comes home and screams and beats the kids, and then all of a sudden it stops. Nobody knows why, and they're waiting. It's going to build up and be worse than it was.
I haven't really thought about it.
Okay. Everybody else does.
So now everybody's walking on eggshells because I stopped screaming?
Yes.
Ulcer City.
You as well?
Yes.
Which would you prefer? I thought nobody liked the screaming and the weapons and the things in the mouth.
Well, we've gotten used to that. I have a taste of gunmetal.
So, it's almost like a wife in an abusive relationship.
Exactly.
You stay in it because that's all that you know.
Mm-hmm. And sooner or later you think, when he hits me, that's him showing me some love.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm not quite that worried.
All right, I'm still lost.
We prefer the way it is, but how long is this going to last?
I haven't seen to...
That's the problem. You don't know how long it's going to last.
I think Friday was a dandy test because there was F up after F up. I don't believe I ever exploded.
You didn't. You were calm.
I waited for the email all week, and never came.
I sent an email. I just said there were some mistakes made on Friday. Address it as you wish.
Yeah, there weren't any caps locks and bold, nothing.
The what locks?
There wouldn't you didn't cap lock, you didn't put it in bold, bigger font. It was just kind of a normal email. That's scaring
I decided to terrorize you with love and compassion.
See, that's exactly what we thought. I win the bet.
No. As a show,
yes,
we will all embrace each other.
I'm not comfortable with that, man.
We'll lean back. Here, on my Buick LeSabre.
No.
and enjoy the sunset. That thing with the global warming.
I understand.
And we'll enjoy the moment. And then you'll stick this card jack in my ass. We'll celebrate our love together as a show. Okay. With balloons and streamers and cookies. It will be our own party of love. We'll feel closer.
Oh, that sounds good.
It will be like a birthday party every day. Help the donkey up onto the stool, would you? And then to calm you,
yes,
I will place my balls on your eye sockets. Like ball sack sunglasses.
Don't put me out with the UV. I appreciate that.
And then while they rest on your eyes,
yes,
you can sniff my tube of danger.
I don't want to do that.
It's resting on your nose.
I don't want to
sniff the tube of danger.
No.
Look at it
I don't want
as it contorts with anticipation.
Would it?
Kiss my balloon knot. Until next time. I can go back screaming if you guys want. It's a lot easier on me.
No, that's okay. Just stay like this. If you can stay like this, everybody will all adapt. It'll take us 7 or 8 years, but we'll adapt.
Chuck, is this wearing on you as well?
No, I'm glad to have you happy.
But he's not. That's the point.
I feel happy.
Do you?
Looks happy.
If you're happy.
I think the last week and a half, even though I was, I'll slap your face. I think the last week and a half, even though most of us have been sick, the show's been okay.
Yeah, been great.
Yesterday seemed to go pretty fast.
Yes, today's been a great show.
All right, so why would I be unhappy?
I don't know. We're waiting for the shoe.
So you don't like the love?
We love the love. No, we love it if you can just stay there.
All right.
If you can do it like that and it makes you happy, it makes all of us happy.
And that's what I want.
Okay.
Until next time. Go ahead, Dan.
All right. Well, here's something you
Hang on, how are we doing, Chloe? Do we? Thought we just came out of that last break.
See?
That's how fast
I'm not arguing with you. You're probably right. Again, I apologize.
Oh, jeez.
I did that to Gavin Friday, and I thought he was going to go slam his head in the door. I forgot what he had screwed up. That's all right. I probably misunderstood.
My bad.
I don't want to be here. It's probably my mistake. What's going to happen? You decide.
See?
Oh, Chloe, during the break, would you guys my truck and get the airbags? They're all in the back seat.
Okay.
And then, what's the face?
Nothing. Just wondering.
He thinks this is the shoe.
Oh. The exploding shoe. The airbags are in the back seat and the detonator's in the front seat.
Okay.
Bring them all in separately.
Okay, gotcha.
Chuck's going to look at it. We haven't used these in a few years.
2, 4.
Yeah. Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Was it right after Gavin got here where we got... I guess somebody brought us like 10, 15 airbags and we were blowing them up every couple hours.
Yeah.
That's 2004.
So I'm not sure exactly how to do these. But we only have 3, and I wanted Chuck to go through and make sure everything's fine.
Very nice.
Okay. So you get those?
Yes.
All right. Until next time, Nick. All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Okay, Dan.
I was watching during the break. This caught me as funny. You may not think it's funny at all, but Colleyville's trying a new crime-fighting tactic. Have you heard about it?
Is this the Stop Thief?
Hang up a sign in your window that says, Stop Thief. It actually says it works in some cities. Charlotte, North Carolina's been doing it, but Stop Thief. Who knew?
And the reason it works is why?
Basically, I think it's a yellow sign with red letters. It also reminds thieves that you don't have anything valuable in your car. Don't bother stealing me. I ain't got nothing.
Well, they can look through the window and see if you got anything.
See if you have a GPS or whatever, a nice stereo.
Well, I think that's a big thing now that people are going for, are the GPS units, because everybody's leaving them on the dash with the radar detectors.
I take mine out every single time. Now the radar detector I leave out.
I'm bad about leaving my iPod in my car.
Sitting out?
Yeah. Which is stupid. I just forget about it sometimes.
So have they started this? They started this yet?
Or they just today, handing out signs. I don't know where they are. I'll go look around town, see if I can find one.
Oh. What is it, Chloe?
So they're even stealing, cars with the detachable face. If you got it off, they'll still a stereo. I got one stolen out of my vehicle, and
how do they use it without the face?
I don't know. Evidently, they figured out a way, or there's some sort of face.
Or maybe I broke my face plate. I need a replacement.
I don't know, but I know.
Yeah, you send it to Sony or somebody.
Yeah. 3 people that have done that have gotten their stuff stolen out.
Did you get the airbags in?
Yes.
Chuck, do you have a chance to look at them?
Yeah, it's confusing.
Well, it's just 2 terminals on each airbag, isn't it?
Right. But I think you need a long length of wire, and I'm not sure which of those wires you hook up. Switches work.
Well, test it, see what happens.
Okay.
Good, man.
Okay. Well, here's what to do just in case you've decided to call off your wedding. This is what to do afterwards. Number 1, the engagement ring. This is a really touchy subject. Does the woman give the guy back the ring or not? It actually depends on where you live. In California, whoever broke off the engagement does not get the ring. So we have but in states like New York, North Carolina, Minnesota, Michigan,
so you're
Iowa,
not talking about protocol, you're talking about the law.
Yeah. In some cases, it used to be who's supposed to, but so many people have gone through the legal process that there are precedents in certain states.
Just tell them you want the ring back.
You didn't get it back. It was a gift.
Well, you don't tell them you don't tell them before the breakup or after the breakup. You tell them before. That looks like it needs to
dirty.
Yeah.
Needs to be clean.
Let me take that out. I'll get it clean. And by the way, God, what was I going to tell? Oh yeah, get the out. Hang on, let me check my list. Yeah, that was it. Clean the ring and you get the out. Okay. All right. Bye.
We're clear.
What, Trey?
If you do that to Amy close to your wedding date, you see that ring?
Kind of.
She caused her to have a nervous breakdown.
Well, she takes it off at night.
Well, at the end of that.
Yeah. So
I swear I put it at the same place every night.
I did that once. I hit it.
You moved it?
Yeah.
You're just evil.
No, hang on. Where does she leave it when she takes it off?
I've seen it in different places. I've seen it on the, just the fact it's different places. It's not always a jewelry box in the bedroom.
Okay.
So one time I saw it in the kitchen on the breakfast table. I went, that's mine.
Okay, I can see this.
And then she came, she asked, have you seen it? Why would I know where it is? I stuck it on your finger a few months ago. You lose it?
You're cruel.
You've got to do that on a regular basis.
Well,
so she'll knock it off of leaving it in different places.
As expensive as that is, it really needs to be in one spot. You're right.
And as expensive as that thing is, I'm surprised she takes it off, other than for safety reasons.
Well, sleep in it. I guess you could knock the diamond out of the
setting.
Yeah,
I guess that would make sense, but you're right. You have one solid place where you put it every single day.
No, I've seen it in different places. Even after I hit it for about 45 minutes.
Losing it is one thing, but considering, the dogs, they see something, shiny somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Would a dog eat a ring?
A Twiggy would.
Sure. Oh, didn't know that.
Twiggy tried to eat a chair.
Just gnawing on the chair. I don't believe her intent was to eat it.
It looked like she was trying to eat it.
Just gnawing on it.
No. And it doesn't matter. Anything in the carpet, I was putting something together, and I dropped a screw, and it was in the carpet. I just sat back for a while, and I knew sooner or later Twiggy would find it.
Really? She just likes to find little shiny things?
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, so
Dan's right. Yeah, she'll swallow it, because she tried to eat that chair.
If you just chewing on the chair. But if by chance you knocked that off the breakfast table, yeah, dog could have easily gotten it. Good point.
Number 2 on the list is notify everyone of the cancellation. Friends, family members, vendors, everyone. What? Number 3, send back your gift. It may be a pain in the ass, but you're supposed to return all engagement, shower, and wedding gifts you've gotten to the people who sent them.
If the chick gets to keep the ring because it's a gift, how come you don't get to keep the other things?
Well, now there's no legal.
It's the same philosophy. If one of them is a gift contingent upon the marriage, and the marriage doesn't happen, and she gets to keep the ring, I get to keep the gift.
See, I would say technically you're correct, only because I haven't heard of any sort of legal precedent being set as far as
it's not a legal precedent. It's just that one is just protocol.
Yeah,
because your friends are going to be pissed off if they spent $300-400 and you went, no, we call it off. Well, that's real nice. Send the stuff back.
What stuff?
The stuff I sent you. I sent you crystal goblets.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that thing called? Gift.
A wedding gift. Where's the wedding? Show me the wedding.
Still a gift.
Now it's a starting a new life gift.
Started without my goblets.
And Amy keeps talking about wanting to get registered someplace. Oh, there's nothing that we need. I've already got all the china that I bought long ago.
Yeah.
Just because I needed something for the hutch.
See, I'm with you there. And no offense to you, but I've had friends before that are very well off, have everything they need, and then they go and register for more crap, and the first thought in my head is, I'm not buying you anything. Technically, you should be buying me something.
Yeah, I don't need anything. There's nothing in that house that somebody's going to be able to give me that I don't already have.
But it's part of the experience for her. She wants to have things she can associate.
She's got everything that she needs as well.
Probably not.
What are you going to give her?
You bought that china. You bought that china with another woman. We need our china, our own china. What speaks for us?
You want china? Buy yours. I got mine. You don't like it? Don't eat on it.
You got it with another woman.
Somebody helped me pick it out. I didn't buy it because I was going to get married.
That was another woman's china. I don't want that china. I'll never eat on it.
Well, won't that just devastate me?
She want to pick out her own pattern.
Pattern of what?
China.
I have china, and I'm not throwing away this stuff that I got. I spent $2-3 grand on that crap.
I understand, but she'll want to pick out something possibly that is y'all's.
Then find something nice at Bed Bath & Beyond.
But that's why she wants to get registered. And you can get nice china there. That's why she wants to get registered.
Sam's. Did you know you can get your teeth whitened at Sam's now?
What? I saw that.
What?
I was at Sam's a couple weeks ago picking up one of those big bags of protein, and I walked by and I saw people standing in white lab coats. I thought they were displaying something or some sort of new treat they were letting you taste. No, they're whitening people's teeth.
They've got chairs and they've got the ultraviolet lights. You lay there for 10 minutes and you get your teeth whitened.
I've never seen that.
No offense to anyone, especially the Walton family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get my teeth whitened there. I don't mind to buy 8-9 pounds of wings. But I'm not going to let somebody in the lab coat whiten my teeth right there by the jewelry.
And you're right, that's exactly where it is. It's right in front of the jewelry counter.
It's very odd.
That's brilliant.
Why?
Oh, if they put them in those in Walmart, I mean, people don't think about having their teeth whitened because they think, oh my God, it's so expensive, this and that. How much was it? Do they remember?
No. I just walked by and I was stunned that you got people laying in chairs having dental work right in the middle of Sam's. You're getting things.
A 10-minute procedure probably costs $20. Guy's in there with his wife. Honey, you go get the wings. I'm going to do this. Again, for people that wouldn't normally go to a dentist. It's great. It is a brilliant idea. I wouldn't do it, but it's a great idea.
I bet they charge more like $60, $70.
Dan, did you notice?
I didn't see a price.
I'm going tonight, so I'll look.
I was so stunned I couldn't quite focus.
Yeah, you're right, because as you walk by, you think it's some kind of display for, maybe they're selling those chairs with the lights on them.
Sure, or little teeth strips or something or other.
No. You're getting dental work.
Really dental work? It's just whitening your teeth.
I would still prefer a dentist to do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure these people are qualified and they look quite nice.
They have nice little smocks. They're wearing smocks.
Is Sam's really the best place to do that?
Probably not, but it is very convenient. I mean, it's what it breaks down to. What people don't want to go to a dentist. I'm going to get there. He's going to see my cavities. He's going to want me to come in for drilling, and I don't.
You're going to have halfway decent teeth to have your teeth whitened.
I guess so.
Because
wouldn't that suck? Your teeth are too bad, broken up. We can't do anything with you. Not even a hurt Sam.
Open your mouth. Oh.
Betty, give her a look at this.
We can whiten those. These over here. Ow.
What did you eat?
Let me get some Krylon. Maybe we can paint those.
It's a good thing, because we have that here.
Just hold still for a couple of minutes. No. Keep your mouth open until the paint dries. Where were we? I got lost.
We're on the last thing of what to do after you've called off your wedding.
Oh, all right.
Number 3 was sending back your gifts. And finally, number 4, of course, don't forget to cancel the honeymoon.
All right. I haven't gotten that far on anything.
Is she going to do most of the stuff? Is she going to do most of the work?
I don't know. She keeps asking me about it. I went 2 things. Either we cancel the date, I vote for it, or we get a wedding planner and let them handle it. Because there was somebody on, I think it was NBC, that was talking about wedding planning, and because all their contacts, they could actually save enough money to compensate for what you're paying for the wedding planner.
That's what I've always heard. You can actually, if you're going for a wedding like you're looking at, that's going to be quite a bit expensive. Normally, a wedding planner can actually save you that amount of money. And everything, all you've got to do is they go blue or green. And when they, napkins, what color?
Which state was it? One of those stories, you don't even have to show up for the wedding? You still get married?
I only have that one.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd that go?
Huh?
Yeah.
I like that one. I don't think either one of them has to show up.
They don't. It's by proxy. Here it is. I found it.
Yeah. It seems bizarre, but in Montana, you can get married, and neither you nor your spouse has to actually physically be at the wedding. It's called a double proxy wedding, and if you get one, your union will be legally recognized even though you weren't even there. Here's how it works. The bride and groom hire stand-ins to take their place while a judge performs a wedding ceremony. Vows are exchanged, and at the end, the stand-ins say, "I do." They then sign the marriage certificate and file it with the court. The whole process costs just over, guess.
I didn't get that far. This is Wyoming?
Montana.
All right.
The whole process, you do nothing. They even file it for you and sign the certificate.
$48.
$1,300.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I didn't read that far.
Well, still, I mean, considering what you would pay for even a small wedding by today's standards, $1,300 is paltry.
Well, the problem is, what chick you going to be able to talk into that?
Maybe in extreme situations.
Well, that's what this was originally designed for.
Yeah, like a military type thing. But there is a catch. Originally, double proxy weddings were arranged to accommodate soldiers who wanted to get married while they were off fighting in World War II. But people began abusing the law by arranging for foreigners to get legal American marriages. So now, to qualify for a double proxy wedding, either the bride or the groom has to be either a resident of Montana or a member of the armed forces on active duty.
All right. I didn't get that far.
No, just get you a Montana driver's license and you're set.
You're going to have your wedding here. It's going to be great. Get a wedding planner. Let him do all the work.
I don't think... All right. Think of yourselves.
Okay.
As we get closer to that date, whatever it was. What is it, Chuck?
September 27th.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Is your name Chuck?
Sorry.
Was I talking to you?
Sorry.
Okay. That's my fault.
Oh, God.
I apologize.
Oh, God.
I should have shut your mic off if I wasn't talking to you. I'll work on that.
I'm going to pass out.
Yeah, I might well.
My bet's on Russ going first.
So what's the date again?
27th of September.
As we get closer to that date, I'm going to become more and more unstable. And because I'm here most of the day, the rest of you will have to enjoy that.
Lovely.
I would like to point out that I've never been in support of this union.
Well, thank you. Anybody else want to kill a bitch?
No.
I really don't think, shtick aside, as we get closer to whatever that date is, I'm really going to become unbearable. Because I don't think I want to do it. I like the aspect. Okay. I like the comfort of the relationship. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that somebody's there, that her body hasn't gone to piss. I like those things. I don't think I'm going to like making some dumbass promises to somebody that are supposed to last forever. That doesn't appeal to me on any level.
It's not like, hey, you did the baseball out.
It doesn't. I can't think of any facet of that appeals to me on any level.
Let's see.
Why don't you do this?
I have a suggestion. We save up all our vacation. We take September off.
It doesn't make any difference because this will start hitting about mid-July.
Lovely.
What were you going to say, Trey?
Cancel the date.
Yes.
if you're going to get married, do it like you did when you're engaged, kind of a spur of the moment. Go to the justice of the peace. She get married.
Do that. This is her first and hopefully only wedding.
Well, Janie's right. It could be her only wedding. But you can't really do the spur of the moment thing because you got to get a license. It's got to be 72 hours old, and by then I'm going to be out of the mood.
And sobered.
How long does a license last?
Month.
Go get one once a month.
Great. Then he'll just be on board every month.
No, as absurd as that's the one that makes sense. Get one at the beginning of every month, and if it flashes on me, let's get married. You got a license. It's ready to go. Let's fly to Vegas.
You can do it.
One of us can perform it.
Then come back and have the big party and the other wedding.
That would be the only way that I could actually get married and not regret it leading up to it, or be anxious leading up to that date. Anything else is going to be almost unbearable.
You going to drop this on her? This idea then? I've come up with an idea on this. Going to make this easier on everybody.
She won't believe it.
Go start getting marriage licenses every month. She'll get it. Hey, honey, this may speed it up. I may get a while there 4th of July.
I think I offered that at one point. Said, you want to get married now, get this over with, and then have some celebration in a year or so? Said, I'd rather have this one date. All right, well, good luck.
So maybe she's doing it just to torture you, because she knows it's one of the few ways that she can.
It does. And again, it'll probably hit me midsummer that this is coming up. What is it?
27th September.
Beginning of fall. And I'm going to have to stand there, and I'm going to go through an entire process of making jackass promises that don't appeal to me on any level. For any reason. I don't want to do this. In fact, I've broken out into a sweat just standing here talking about it.
I'd like to say that you're making it up, but I can see it in your face. You're sweating.
I don't see any reason to do this. We're happy. The relationship is there. You got the house, you got the dogs, you got the family unit. There's no reason to bring these jackass promises in there that appeal to me for no reason.
Well, now you got your speech done.
What, Trey?
I mean, it's that time in her life where
she's only 27. She's got plenty of time. She can do whatever she wants to about her biological clock. But I've been fixed by my own choice. The state had nothing to do with it.
Has that come up? The kids deal?
No.
Okay. She's probably taking on one thing at a time.
Well, getting past the altar. This is not something that's going to be addressable. I'm not going to have it reversed.
I agree with that.
And even if you have it reversed, like Fetner said, you're not going to be as potent because you've been living in your own sperm for a few years.
You might quit saying that.
Why?
It's because I got one too, and it gooks me to think I got sperm going through my veins.
Well, that's what happens. Instead of ejaculating the sperm, you keep it inside because your vas have been cut, and your body absorbs it. And as it absorbs it, it's almost like your body builds up immunity to your own sperm. So it's not as effective. So in essence, every time that you go to have sex, you're sitting in your own sperm.
Quit it.
Does that not appeal to you?
No. No. Don't do this.
We could be together. I don't want to be. Once again, enjoy that sunset.
I like this.
Leaning on my Buick LeSabre.
I like the car.
And then when you're ready to go, you'll keep it inside.
I don't want to sit in my own stuff.
And then I can get in your toques.
No.
And I can leave some there too.
And they can dance together like little swans.
I was thinking more of like a frosted brownie.
Oh, God. Oh. Thanks. Jesus. No, not until next time.
You don't enjoy the idea of a little frosted brownie?
No, I don't.
Would you tickle my boo hole?
No, I don't want to be near it.
Tickle my boo hole. See how my dingus dances.
I don't want dancing dingus.
It dances for you. It dances with verve. like a salsa dancer.
Oh.
Speaking of salsa. Ready to break?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Do we really?
Yes.
All right.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. On the way, the most listened to afternoon show, the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Dan, did you get on Wikipedia and list spittle nipple as an actual affliction?
No, I did not. I apologize.
Get that up by tomorrow. That's the 2-way?
Yes.
Hello?
No listings of spittle nipple, no defects whatsoever.
That was the name that we came up with for slanty nipples.
No, not at all. They're perfect.
No, the right one is higher or lower than the other one. I forget.
Lower.
Is it lower?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was higher.
Nope.
No.
I could be wrong.
And you're not going to get surgery for that?
No, they're perfect. They're nice and small. They're pink. They're great. I love my nipples.
Did your parents ever talk about having those fixed?
No, they're perfect. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with my nipples. I went home last night. I had my girlfriend look at them, and she says they're fine.
What's she gonna say?
Yeah.
Well, at a
certain point, you make adjustments. If you fall in love with somebody, you overlook things like floaty nipples.
No.
Spittle nipples.
No. No. This is one.
Did you really go home and show her your nipples and just ask her to measure them?
I had her look at them. I'll have her measure them.
We've already measured them. I think Trey said one of them's 7 inches and the other one's like 4.5.
Yeah, but, you know.
From the top of your shoulders down.
No.
We can bring a level in tomorrow and tell you for sure.
I don't need a level. It's like hanging a picture. You can tell if it's crooked, and slope is slope.
It's not. No, it's not that bad. It's not bad at all.
I just thought maybe if he saw the actual bubble being, twisted, he'd finally agree.
No, my nipples are really nice.
And you don't know that she could tell if they were slanted or not.
Why?
Maybe she got spittle eye.
She got great eyes.
But one of them could be floaty.
Yeah. What if?
And so as she looks at your nipples, they look square.
No, she has no floating eyes.
I was going to say, if she's got spittle eye, it could be contagious.
Yeah. What, Trey?
Or she's just gotten used to it, and she just tilts her head a little bit to one direction.
Yeah.
No.
It's the way she adjusts.
Yeah. No. Over time, you just naturally...
I mean, she loves you.
No. We need to talk about something else and no more nipple talk.
I tell you what, we get Dr. Toledo up here. He'll tell you one of them's gone awry.
That's fine. Bring him up.
He could probably fix it.
You can't fix something that's not wrong.
You get women get breast lifts. They get things moved around. You can get your nipples lined up.
I do not need a breast lift. My breasts are tight. My pecs have formed. My nipples are nice.
All right. Well, then maybe it was just an illusion. An illusion.
Don't.
What?
Do what you're going to do. I knew it. I'm back to the grassy knoll.
Perhaps your slanty nipples were just an illusion.
No. Your nipples are fine.
Perhaps I'll kneel and pay homage to your testicular orbs. They are magnificent in their pinkness and off-skewed distance.
No, perfectly fine. Level.
Somehow, I no longer find them hideous and repelling. I enjoy your droopy nipples. You're a freak of nature.
I am not. We
and I adore it. Perhaps your droopy nipples are a result of some type of narcotic use during pregnancy. Let me grab your nipples with vice grips, straighten those beaches out. Yes?
No.
Until next time.
My nipples are fine, straight across, pretty even.
All right. Well, then obviously we got it wrong. All of us. And Trey measured them wrong. Don't worry about it.
No, clearly there's a bias toward convincing me that there's something wrong with my nipples.
We're not discriminating against you because of your spittle nipples.
Yeah. Maybe you can get a handicap sticker.
See, this is what you do. You made me talk to my girlfriend and have her look at my nipples. You made me look in the mirror last night looking at my nipples. I'm sure at the white trash party people will be asking me to see my nipples. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
Dan, I believe you may be out on this one.
I believe I am.
All right, we'll set up a booth for you, Gavin.
No, I don't want a booth because they're perfect nipples.
One hole about an inch lower than the other.
Yeah, make sure you get... You're talking about the glory hole nipple thing? Yeah. Make sure you measure those because I don't want to drill holes in the wood and blow it. All right. Thank you, Gavin. Anything else before we go?
I got a ton of stuff. Somebody thinks it's your fault that Carlos showed up at band practice Saturday.
All right. How?
If you'd been honest with him and told him he wasn't in the band, then he wouldn't have been there. Did you not tell him because you were afraid because you hoped he'd show up and be embarrassed? Or were you afraid of him, or were you hoped he'd show up and be embarrassed? Either way, you're a jerk.
I copied Trey on that. I think I copied Chuck as well, didn't I?
Yes.
Because Carlos left the day of the band practice while I was going to talk to him. Mm-hmm. Because that was the last day. He just stood there and thumped and didn't talk to anybody. Went, all right, you know what? I'm way beyond having anything to do with this. He left before I could get to him, so I told him in emails. I was kind. I said this is creating a rift in our friendship, and if I got to choose, I choose the friendship. There was no ambiguities in there.
No, but he was pissy back to you.
Yeah, and why he showed up this past Saturday for band practice?
So awkward.
I have no clue the logic behind that.
Excuse me. That was just so awkward. A weird moment to look back and forth at the two of them like ex-lovers.
Well, he drags his amp in there and he sees Lee Harris. And it was like getting caught with your new girlfriend. Boy, Steve.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God.
Does that make it better?
What'd you do?
I duct taped it up.
Let me see.
Look. Now you can see that.
Well, if you duct taped it up, that means that you had a floating nipple.
No, well, now it's probably better. Look. Is it better? Oh, my God!
A lot of hair on that one.
God!
Yeah, you're a hairy guy.
Jesus!
Ew, I can see that from here.
Yeah. Well, now it's going to look funny because there's a big bald spot on the top. The saggy one.
Yeah, it's almost like it highlights it. All my hair is slid off. Everything on this side is just tired. I think we can end there.
Yeah. Anytime you get to rip chest hair off the VP of programming.
Yeah.
Let's go, John.
Put that in your next conference call.
This Huey Lewis?
Yes.
Working for a living? All right. Let's go, Dan.
All right. For more information about The Russ Martin Show, including pictures, videos, and more, go to russmartin.com. To answer any question you may have about the show, go to russmartin.info. To instant email the show and only during the show, send that to studio@russmartin.com. Other show websites, johndavidryan.com, danantassos.com, djclo.com. And, of course, close new website, IHateValerie.com. For Trey Trenholm, go to his website, TreyTrenholm.com. For Chuck on the keyboards, his website, ChuckWheat.com. The official caterer of the show is Sugar Babies Barbecue. Their website, SugarBabiesBBQ.com. Limo service is provided by Limo George. His website, LimoGeorge.com. Russ gets his guitars and band equipment from the Guitar Center. Their website, guitarcenter.com. The official liquor store of the Russ Martin Show is Majestic Fine Wine and Spirits. Their website, majesticliquors.com, and the official site. For Live 105.3 is live1053.com.
See it.
Listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info.